Hi, my name is Aaron, and welcome to the Call to Cinnamon. We're gonna talk to Malcolm because we have a big show today.
Oh, what's that?
We have a big show today, as you know, as Ed Sullivan
We,
would say.
we do. We have
Nobody's
a
gonna-
massive television announcements. This is Television
There's
Tuesday.
6 announcements, right? You didn't say.
Yep, six
I'm gonna
announcements. I
assume
thought it was
the way
six
it was done
movies,
that
but
it's
you
six
said
films.
I thought six films, but you said it's probably like cassettes and that. So
No, I like the first one, but the way when I looked at it again, it looks like it's six like actual film announcements. So that looks good. Hey,
we'll
Sterling,
see.
howdy, man. I was from I used to live in the Canadian version of Texas, which is Alberta. Hey
Hey,
there, Ice.
Robert. Hey, Sterling. Hi, Ice. So yeah,
Are you excited? Are you ready?
I'm really excited. I'm going to tell you something. After the last couple of weeks, I'm hyped. I just can't wait.
I'm excited, but I'm going to be tentatively excited until I know exactly what's coming up.
Hopefully,
the way
they'll
I
post
always
them
am.
early again.
Oh, by the way, did you I guess we should probably do a video for that upcoming sale too, the Labor Day sale.
Yes, we're going to do it. Are we going to do it on the day?
Yeah, like we'll do it. We'll basically do it for the. Oh yes, right. I'm gonna do coffee. I'm gonna do lots of coffee. That's in the middle of the night one, isn't it?
No, that's a day. That's in the day.
Oh, it's the day
It
one.
starts at
Yes,
5.
perfect. You got a question? Hey there, punk. Hey there, monkey. So, what's your question? Am I gonna get nervous? That's good.
What's the question?
I'll see if I can answer it.
Hey, punk.
Did you get into a fight with Jack Perry?
I think he did.
Well, Jack Perry
hiding.
started. Just putting it out there. People go back and forth on like whose fault this was. By the way, I'm not even going to get into this too much right now.
Well,
do,
with Punk's history,
wrestling
they're
stream.
going to, wouldn't they?
I'm going to tell you whose fault this is. Tony Khan's fault. It's
Yes.
because get your stuff in order. All this stuff happens in other wrestling companies too, but we don't know about it a lot of the times, or because you got somebody like Vince McMahon, whether you like him or not, because he says he puts that crap down. That's what you can't be their friends.
We got to remember with Vince McMahon, he's got the biggest ego in the room. So Tony Khan is just sitting there like this the whole time.
Here we go. Thoughts on My Grandpa is a Vampire. This one with Al Lewis from the Munsters. Vestron Kids. Yeah, it is definitely a Vestron Kids title. Though Vestron putting the kids thing is always I find it hilarious because most of them really aren't kids films. Did you like My Grandpa's a Vampire?
I did. I really liked it. I thought it was a decent film. Hey, Jimmy. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it for a fun watch. It's not like the most amazing thing in the world, but it's fun.
Yeah, you go in with what you like, with the expectations of what you're going to get. Like it's Al Lewis playing a vampire. It's cheesy, like fun. Like I guess straight to DVD probably what that one was.
I would think
VHS back in the day, right? Hey there, Jimmy. Welcome, man.
Yeah. My Best Friend is a Vampire is good as well.
I really like that film. You know, also another great film, Vamp. I fucking love Vamp.
Hated that movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's it. Fights on.
Fights on now.
You got Grace Jones.
Together.
You got Chris Makepeace, who was like Chris Makepeace was at the zenith of his like popularity after My Bodyguard, and you have Robert what's his name? Robert Russell, the guy from like Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And we get the guy from 16 Candles too. So what an incredible cast.
It's probably a film I need to rewatch again as now I'm older, because sometimes you watch films at certain points in your life you don't enjoy them as much as you do later. I've noticed that with a lot of films, like a film like Shawshank Redemption. If I'd watched that when I was 10, I would have thought it was boring. But as I got older, things mean more in it. Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
These 3 or 4 titles under Vestron Kids today, but any idea why they stopped? Probably because
I don't think they've stopped. It's just like having the titles that they can actually legitimately label either rightfully or ironically Vestron Kids.
A bit like Severin Kids, really, isn't it?
Well, that's what it means. So that's what it means, Severin Kids. Like, so it's a Severance Kids, not Vestron Kids, right? So like it's a Severin title. So it's the Severin Kids title. Like there's no Vestron Kids. It's just a typo, I think. Unless I assume it's just a typo. apologize if it's not. Like Peanut Butter Solution, yeah, there's another like Seven Kids film. So and they put it like that, like nuclear holocaust cartoon
Yeah.
as a kids film as well, which let you know they're going a little bit kind of tongue in cheek when it came to it.
Threads is under the kids label as well.
Is Threads under the kids label? It's not. No, like though honestly, they could have considering what they put there. When the Wind Blows is
I
there.
just want to see your response.
Well, When the Wind Blows is just as bad as Threads, in my opinion.
Would be amazing if they'd have put the Emmanuel box under the kids label. Do you know what else would say? It really disturbed me when I was out.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret Pink, a kids lingerie label. What the hell was that about?
Was at the mall with my mom last time I was in Canada, and we were passing Victoria's Secret actually, and that I noticed they like Victoria's Secret kids. And I'm like, what the freaking hell is?
And why are people accepting it?
Yeah, I know. No, but again, people accepted like whatever that creepy show was where they had kids like doing little kids doing the beauty pageant things. Which, which who really
I just
likes
don't get.
it?
Like, surely, if people are going to be woke and get upset over things, they're going to get upset over stuff like that as well. It just shocked me. It's in the pictures of the kids on the door and everything. I was like, oh my word.
It's creepy as hell. Little Blake is there. Yeah, welcome, man. He said Seven Kids releases. Dude, I got news for you. Most of the Seven's Kids titles aren't kids titles. They may like fall under the umbrella sometimes of family titles. With the Peanut Butter Solution, I would say that's pushing it a bit. It's a Canadian film, and it's a really good film. It's weird as hell. I'm sure Malcolm's seen the Peanut Butter Solution. But it fits under like you've ever watched a Canadian film, like we're
you know what Willie Blake does, don't you? He gets those slip covers. If he don't like the movie, throws the movie in the trash, gets hold of the slip cover, opens it up, rolls it into a nice blunt, and whoo, out the window.
My Mom's a Werewolf for the first time. It is fun. So if you like My Mom's a Werewolf, you're definitely gonna like My Grandpa's Vampire. No slip, no dip.
Cuties was to blame. You're probably right to agree, but a lot of people got angry over that film.
See, I don't think. I mean, like, here's the thing: what Cuties was marketed as and what it really was are two different things. Sure. That's like looking at like Larry Clark's Kids, right? Yeah. It's a brutal film. It's a realistic film. If it had been marketed nowadays, it would have marketed it maybe in the wrong way. But does it take away from the quality of the film? It doesn't.
I just can't imagine having a daughter going into somewhere like that and going, "Oh, let me help you find what you want to wear."
Yeah, I know. Well, I can see if your daughter is an adult and like somebody wants to.
Yeah, if you've got an adult daughter and she wants to walk in, she wants to go, "Oh, what do you think of me looking this for my boyfriend later tonight?" Yeah, that's acceptable, normal, isn't it?
Yeah, but when she's in grade 4, no, that's not happening.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just like, what the hell? I almost went in there and had to go. I was so angry over it. What are parents up to nowadays? Why aren't they standing up and stopping this stuff? It's like advertising young, to have underage sex.
Well, let's not get into that thing right now because unfortunately that's something that, it sadly happens.
It happens, but it's like super advertising more.
I don't think so. I mean, like, remember when we were kids? Do you not remember every single John Hughes movie that ever came out? Or or the 80s films? Like,
yeah, but it was different. It was different.
Nobody nowadays gets the sexualization that we did, or that I did specifically. Like, I grew up in the era, Malcolm, of Porky's and Lemon Popsicle and Losing It and My Chauffeur, My Tutor, and all those.
But there's a difference between watching it and it being available to buy.
Because they don't get it now. They go like to companies like Culture Shock, they go to companies like Vinegar Syndrome, they go to companies like TerraVision, and like any company put that stuff in now because they no longer make those types of films and they don't market it. So something to be, I don't agree with that marketing thing, but I will say, we don't get the sleaze factor that we used to get. That's why some of these boutique labels are so popular.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the thing though. Like they were geared toward yes, and they were. And there's the thing, they were geared towards teenagers. And go back and look at some stuff that happens in some of the films.
Yeah, but it's weird, you know.
And
It's
not
but
just
what I'm
Chinese
saying is, it
films,
weren't.
like the we got to get the talk about knockout losing it. Let's look at Risky Business. Let's look at films like let's look at some of the films that are right there, the Virgin Highs and stuff, the films that came
Yeah,
out
but
in
it's
the
a bit
80s.
different
It was
having a
it was
store
the
where you
era
can go and buy
of
stuff
the teen
like that.
sexploitation stuff. And Homework, Joan Collins. Here's a perfect example. You got Homework. It's a movie about these young guys that really, they want to lose their V card, basically. That's 90% of these films are. But the key thing is that Joan Collins is the MILF character, and the main guy, has to lose it to the much older lady, Joan Collins, and like in the sequence in the film. So that, and I have no problem with those films. They were of their day, and we, in all honesty, like those are some of the films I collect. But nowadays, he would not pass the muster.
Of course, but I just don't get how you can go into a store and buy your kids dirty underwear.
That's different. That's like we're looking at pre-teens, like little kids. You should never be marketing sex towards little kids.
It's bad enough.
Like,
I was in the shopping centre with my wife, and I saw this 9-year-old girl. Right, she had this black dress on with flowers on, and thigh high boots. Right, and I was like, "What's going on with this world? Why are we doing this?" It just makes me feel sick. It really does. It makes me feel really sick. Makes me feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? And people go, "Oh, it makes you uncomfortable because it's thinking," but no, it makes me uncomfortable because I feel like kids need to be protected. Do you know what I mean? I mean, not protected in the sense of, like completely held back, but protected, especially when they're younger. Because I feel like nowadays, kids when they're younger, they don't get the kind of normal growing up that they used to because of how everything's changing now.
Well, that's the thing, but everything is changing, and like they have to adjust, and I guess we have to adjust. Like what we grew up like, Malcolm, is not the way that they grew up.
It's
The one thing that I will say is that, like when I was a kid, and probably when you were a kid too, we're different ages, but like my grandparents didn't know where I was until I came home. Nowadays, you usually know where your kid's at 24/7, and if you don't, you freak out.
Yeah.
Right. So that then that way that's good. But here's the thing: that's not good. See this. This also sometimes with like social media lets other people know where kids are. That's not so
good. And lets them convince kids to do terrible things, like maybe commit suicide and stuff.
Let's not use the S word here. That can get me banned.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. No, you didn't know. But they've gotten a lot more like weird with the algorithm. So that's why you see the unalive word like used by people.
It's annoying. That's exactly it. Those kids are being raised by kids, all while teenagers crippling them as much. You know what? I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. Two things might be controversial here. First one, why the hell are we giving kids iPads when they're still a baby, right? Instead of giving them a normal kind of like, oh, let's get used to this stuff and let's do these things with them. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's weird.
Well,
it's like
iPads can be like, made to be kid friendly. Like there are things to do. There's lots of names on TV.
Yeah, but it kind of is like, it's kind of like saying, oh, I want to be a lazy parent and I want to.
Well, people say the same thing when VCRs came around or when TV came around. Like, oh, now TV is parenting the kids. Now the VCRs are parenting the kids. It's always going to be
but
the latest.
TV wasn't like this, was it?
See, here's the thing. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, Malcolm. The latest technology is always going to be demonized for what it is. But here's the thing: is it really stunting their developmental growth when, in a lot of cases, these kids grow up to like at this point to know a lot more and to be a lot more savvy than we
Charlie.
Hey, Charlie, welcome, man. So this is like
you say they're becoming more savvy, but they're becoming more simple in a lot of ways as well, like with common sense. right? You can be smart, all this other stuff, but the amount of kids I see now that have no common sense, it's
That was always that way. And here's the thing.
it wasn't
We
always
just
that way.
mentioned earlier on a film from the 80s, Larry Clark's Kids, a film that looked at what kids were really like, things were really like when we were kids. Not the way that like John Hughes or some of the Hollywood movies like portrayed it to be, but the way things really were. Because I went to school, there was teenage pregnancy, there was, there was issues, all this stuff happens. So you can, and here's the difference. Here's one of the big differences. And this always happens is that we have to, one, take onus. So no matter whether it's iPads or like forget like the lingerie thing's creepy. That shouldn't be like, but whether it's iPads or TVs or VCRs or whatnot, as a parent, at the end of the day, you should be parenting. Like if you say, oh, well, my kids are because of this, or you're going to school and you're micro parenting. No, I mean, like if you want your kid to, if you want your kid to be like socially like good or not socially stunted, then you're going to have to look at how things are done now, because it's not the same. When I was a kid, if we wanted to play video games, we often had to like take our system over to somebody else's house, or if it was a computer time, we had those LAN party things. Remember,
we've actually earned the time.
Yeah, well, I think you do. You still, to a point, do. And some people still do earn the time. That it all comes down to parenting. So it's not the iPad that's the problem. It's the person in the middle. It's the parent. So the parent can't blame the technology. It's still on the parent how that technology is used.
But that's why we're saying, but they're stunted. Because the parents are stunted as well because they don't know what they're doing because they're so young now.
But we never do. Like, here's the thing. I got 2 kids. Here, I'll tell you right now. When you become I don't care if you become a parent at 20 or 16 or 35. There is no rule book to parenting. There's absolutely zero rule book to parenting. You learn this as you go along, no matter what age you are.
Right.
And if you're lucky, you got a great support system around you. And like I was very lucky with that. A lot of family, extended family, all that type of thing. Not everybody is. So, those are things that we have to take in consideration when it comes to that. We have such interestingly unique conversations about like we're getting ready for like television drop. And we're like,
and we're talking about kids.
What?
And we're talking about kids thingy, The thing is, I could probably talk about subjects to do with that stuff all day because I just sit there and I look at these things and I go, what is wrong with the world? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? It's like, why can't we make our own decisions anymore when we get to a certain age without feeling like everybody's peer pressuring us more to be something or the other?
Well, here's the thing. Like, and I was talking to somebody about like wrestling, for give an example, and it happens there. Like AEW did the highest paid attendance, right? And you think, okay, that's a good thing. So if you're in WWE or AEW and Impact, that's a good thing because here's the thing: the better that wrestling's doing, the more people that are going to it, the more money everybody's going to make. Doesn't matter what company you're in. When Kevin Owens goes into his contract again, he's going to do good because, oh, look, wrestling's more popular. I have other places that I could go.
Yeah, so I'll get bigger money.
But they'll have people that tribalism, and they'll be like, oh, no, this company is my identity. So if somebody else does good, let's crap on that. Yeah. Like, not seeing behind it. And it happens. People say, well, the Star Wars fandom is so toxic, or the comic book fandom is so toxic. Now, the portions of those fandoms are, and they're a loud vocal minority. Like, and that's the thing. And they suck. They really do. I'm sorry. If like you can like what you want to like, but when you crap on something else to try to bring up like what you like, it doesn't. It's not a positive thing. It doesn't do anything good for anybody.
Yeah.
Like we talk about all these labels, and sometimes labels like do things that interest us. Sometimes labels do things that don't interest us, and we're honest when we talk about it. And there's going to be times when people are going to look at us, are going to watch and say, "Oh, well, you don't like that label because you said this."
Or you're too loving of a label. Or...
Yeah, exactly. I used to get, "Oh, you're too nice" to companies because I would say stuff that was positive. And I'm not a video channel that's coming on to crap on things.
No. Why would you? There'd be no point in looking if you were.
It would be so miserable. Do you know how many channels are that like will get like legit like I could get a lot more views, Malcolm, if I came on air and just shit on everything. Like it's it's a given. Like if your negativity sells, people want to jump on that boat.
Well, you know what? I think it's fine to do that if you're got, like, for instance, a comedy element to it and you're actually genuine with it.
Yeah, that's different. Like it's different between a cinema snob and somebody that's just like doing vitriol. Like and I hate to use this even like promote his channel at all, but there's a really crappy like pretend geek YouTuber by the name of Nerdtronic, who I will never ever watch. He's a piece of, his channel is horrible. And literally, it's like just to go on and say, oh, by the way, I don't like Doctor Who because of this, and I don't like this because of this. And he just
called him out.
Talking points.
You just called him out.
I know, and I hate that I did that, but I had to give an example.
There's a lot of channels I could call that.
I said no name. There's
a lot of channels I could call out, but like that. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to be the better
person.
Today.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for being the better person. I get to be the crappy person for once. Thank you. We get the shift.
I think personally, when you cover things like announcements and stuff, I think it's fine to be negative for the right reasons. Like, if you don't think it's a good release, you don't think this. But I think there's a difference between saying, "Oh, this is utter garbage," and attacking it, to, "Oh, you know what, this isn't that great. I'm quite disappointed because I was hoping for these extras or this cut that I thought might be on it." Whatever, especially as a fan of cinema, because I think as a fan of cinema, you want all cinema to survive in some sense.
Yeah.
Prime example, right? Shot on video films. I enjoy them. I don't think very highly of them. I just enjoy them because of how weird they can be. But I won't say, oh, they're the worst thing, but I don't want to see every announcement being one, for instance. If Vinegar Syndrome did an announcement when they did like 6 of them, I'd be like, oh, no.
We've talked about it on here. I've got responses from people, and people have DM'd me about it, that they are a little disappointed that they got the big announcement and that the last 3 announcements have been SOV announcements and just SOV announcements. And I understand that, because there needs to be a bit of a mix-up. And what I'm hoping, this is what I'm really hoping right now, is that Vinegar Syndrome is doing their announcement on the 1st, right?
Yeah.
So here's TerraVision's chance right now to do theirs on Tuesday, have something kind of big, steal a bit of that thunder. And it's okay. I mean, that's not in a negative way, like going against Vinegar Syndrome, but as companies kind of pushing to make each other do better. You know what I mean?
I want to know when they're going to do the pre-order, so we can see what is in that 10-film box set.
That will be, my friend, when the pre-order comes out. So I'd say probably sometime September. Like it's gonna be September.
It was the 15th last year.
Yeah, so probably somewhere around there.
Well,
the Record Club's what's been around for a while. See, a lot of people don't realize, and that's the truth matter. People came in TerraVision, may have found TerraVision through back in the OCN days, right? Don't realize that TerraVision was around as a record company on that for like a long time before.
It was like 15 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And so there's going to be record and like tape announcements and all this stuff too. It's just there's like getting at, I guess, the divide and letting people know, kind of making them aware.
Hey, it's Master Chaos.
Welcome, Jose, man. It's always good to have you,
Blake. It saves a lot of money, but I subscribe, so I subscribe to them.
For me, it doesn't save me money in the case that, like, if a company goes away from an umbrella like of labels, I'm more likely to support the company when it moves away.
Yeah.
And for me, because that's the thing, is I want it to do okay.
You want them to succeed.
Yeah, I want there to be more, because I think that what can happen, and I've seen it happen with Screen Factor, I've seen it happen with Anchor Bay, I've seen it happen with a lot of companies, is complacency. I saw it happen with the WW. Once there's nobody, it seems like nobody is like pushing.
They get lazy.
They get lazy, and that's the last thing that we want to see happen. So that's
my
why
biggest problem these people leave, like these companies leave, is that I can't get all in one box. So it costs me more in shipping. That's my problem, but that's more of a selfish thing because I want, the shipping. It's Gino!
Gino, welcome, dude.
Hope you guys are doing well. Been experiencing depression. I've had zero energy and unmotivated to continue with my book. I need to talk to my psychiatrist about possible bipolar.
It's always important to talk to a psychiatrist when it comes to something like that, because if medication or any type of things needed, it's always can be helpful. And just talking to people.
Hey, Gino, if you need to talk to someone, you can message me. I know what I understand bipolar quite well, actually. So if you want to talk to me about it, or you just need somebody to talk to privately, and confidential wise, you can talk to me. I don't mind.
There you go. So, and Mastercast is 100% right, I think, with this. I predict that eventually.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I think they'll announce a few of them. I think you're right. Definitely. I can't imagine going, all 10. So you're definitely right there.
Radiance Films also has just started this year, pretty strong. That's the thing. Like, yeah,
they've got
there's a lot of good ones out there.
They got a ship discount sale.
I want to see if you could. Hey, here's real quick. We're waiting. How could you stop Fun City Editions? Like, I could not do that. I'm sorry. Like,
maybe it's the shipping.
The TV box it afterwards? Well, yeah. Well, no, it's not. Bullet Blake, you live in the United States. You get good shipping.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Definitely, Gino. You can do it any time. If I'm free, I'll get back to you.
The support system is there. Never feel like you're alone. That's what we're here for. And get quiet for a second. Awkward silence. Remember that? God, that show, the talk show, and the Scottish host, just names.
Oh, you talking about Craig Ferguson?
Yes, and he did did you want to do the mouth organ or the awkward silence? You remember that?
Yeah.
I love that. Best talk show of all time for me.
I used to love how he'd always rip up the thing and go like this, and then just talk with them and say things. It was entertaining, definitely. I agree, Blake. It is hard, and to put another subscription down as well on, television it's difficult. I mean, I did it, but I think it's
again.
I think you need to be careful
because that's apparently what I'm doing today. I should have put that. We also got to take into consideration that when you work under another label and you're getting whatever percentage, I'm not sure where contracts work over there, and then they take that and they half that, so you're getting half of that percentage. It's got to be harder for a company sometimes to actually go out and buy or acquire new things because they're not making enough money to do so.
That's true. That's why they're buying a lot of stuff that's like 50p.
Yeah, that's the thing. And 36 degrees in Morocco. So not too bad, actually. Not as high as it was before. That's actually lower, so that's good. So it's been in the mid to late 40s. So 36 degrees, Master Chaos is not 36 degrees. So 36 degrees is around 44.
That's not bad.
Oh no.
Over here today, it's been 13.
That's good. Especially over there.
It's been a nice day, especially for going out.
Oh yeah. Also, remember that there was an issue with that was doing the shipping thing. It made it look that the shipping was higher than it was. So that was kind of a thing. Let's talk about this. I've been wanting to talk to you about this. Actually, thoughts on the Columbo debacle. Do you think major studios are going to restrict special features more?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I do think that is sadly a sign of things to come.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I think if you've made your commentaries or you've somehow bought your commentaries, they shouldn't be able to take them away from you. Announcing all of that, right? and then it all being taken away just makes
Yeah.
the set, kind of like, oh,
So you know what's going to happen
Yeah.
here? We're gonna this is going to be Tim Lucas. This is totally what's going to happen, guys. This is going to be
it'll
Tim
end up being
Lucas.
two sets.
We're
There'll
going
be
to
the
find these
one
out.
that has nothing on it, and then the one that has it on it later on when they can.
There's going to be a Book of the Columbo interviews released. I mean, I'm saddened by the fact that so much is being lost. We're actually right now watching through Columbo the series, and rather than going through it chronologically, which I initially was going to do, what I thought is like so a lot of times, like, okay, there's a lot of the early episodes are really great, kind of front loaded, great episodes, right? So we're picking
Yeah.
seasons at random and going season at a time. Actually, I liked Open House. I'm going to disagree with you on that one. I liked Open House, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Phil saw the picture on the banner and immediately said open house. So there's a lot of people out there that I think are normally write this stuff, so it's possible.
There's
Try before you buy.
I don't agree. I know you and Master Chaos say that, but here's the thing.
Well, I don't agree either. I never try before you buy, but I'm just saying because that's Master Chaos's number
because
one.
Most of the time, when you go on, and you do that, you don't get the quality
that's what my issue is.
And
my issue is I want to watch it in the best way possible. So
exactly, the features aren't there, so there's no historical context. The quality is not usually there. If it's on Tubi, there's like commercials in between. Like so, Master Chaos, for instance, like he's made movies for Tubi and stuff like that. So, and I've watched them on there, but I'd rather like own copies of the films so I can watch them, like, and just not have to worry about anything distracting me, as opposed to. So I'll watch them on there, but like if I like something, I'm going to buy it. And even, like sometimes I'll just bypass that altogether and just go for a physical copy when it's available. Blind buys life. There you go. I needed like an NWO like gift to put up here.
What's this, Malcolm? Do you sell your DVD blues if you upgrade to 4K? What will you do if you run out of space in your house? Okay, so this is easy. I get a 4K, I get rid of the Blu-ray, right? Unless it's a film I really, really love and it might have extras, right? I will not run out of space because even though I, might run out of space for the bookcases, I can always just stack them up. If it gets really bad, then my wife's room, but she likes to spend time in, I can kick her out of there and put more bookcases in there. So
for me, like if I get something and it's the same thing, same type of quality. By the way, what time is it? We got to keep checking on this. Oh wait, it's time.
It's time.
It is time. Let's see what we got. I'm going to refresh.
We have nothing.
We have nothing yet. Isn't it time? Did I get the time right? Maybe it's just like it is like 4:31, right? Or 5:01 for them, right? Which is 12:01.
Let's have a look.
Let's do a refresh.
Let's say because it might be on their Facebook.
Check to see if it's on their Facebook. Will I keep it on here? Because normally this is where we get it from.
Minutes.
What they said?
A big announcement is that we've expanded Television Unhappy Campers Club to 666 members. Well, that was 56 minutes ago. So
look at the gift shop picture, by the way.
Oh.
See that?
Nope.
Keep an eye on the reading that. Read that through, by the way, guys. There's some interesting stuff there. So last week's it was the head for Michael Keane.
Just want to see if anything else has changed.
They just announced the record club. I don't think that's good. That's the 6th announcement. So, not as far as I know.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, that is the 6 announcements.
The record
because it's got right there, 56 minutes ago. When you look on the Facebook, where they had the blank squares, it actually shows them on the website on the video.
On Facebook?
Yeah,
Because I'm on Facebook and I'm
because
not
it
seeing
shows. Because it shows. Hold on. It shows the Monster Squad, Toxic Crusaders. There's nothing out there. Rumble Silkskin, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, and then there's a mystery one as well.
All right,
So
we
that would
got,
be 5.
so it's LLPs. Our big announcement for Terrorvision Tuesday that we're expanding our Terrorvision and Happy Campers Club to 666 members. The reason for increasing membership, well, the Prom Night 2 horror workout, we had to cut off people who wanted to join for those titles. Will we get 666 members? Probably not. It's an arbitrary number. Yada, yada. Rebel Stealth kind of LP, Monster Squad, 3 LP set, Toxic Crusaders, 2 LP set. There's nothing out there, 2 LP set. Return of the Living Dead LP, and a 6th release is a mystery because I'm guessing that it would announce one of their. Let's talk for a second here. What are your thoughts, man?
My thoughts are what a load of, I mean, I get that they wanted to do that, but it feels like they could have done something else.
I
with it.
feel like they should have let people know this was going to be an audio announcement.
Yeah, instead of just 6 announcements.
Because that 6 things, it harkens to other companies that do that, like the Imprints and the Vinegar Syndromes and the Arrow Videos. And when people see those 6 things, they normally think, okay, that's
6 different things. Yeah, 6 movies or maybe 6 different things, maybe 2 of each.
But like we mentioned on here before, that like they were a record company first, but as far as I was aware, or I thought, and I guess I erroneously thought this, Malcolm, that Terrorvision Tuesday was going to be focused on like a bit of both.
Like maybe a movie or something.
Yeah, like you get at least a movie or 2 there. But you wouldn't.
Well, they've definitely outdone Vinegar Syndrome then today.
Oh yeah, it's like okay. I'm gonna. I can't sugarcoat this. This is a disappointment. If you're like into the records, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I feel that this was not. I don't want to say misrepresented because that's not fair.
Well, they didn't say media, did they? Really? But technically, they are
But
media.
they didn't say
so...
it wasn't. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like when it comes to this, and when it comes to a lot of people that are going to Terrorvision right now because they don't know the other stuff, or because they just bought a subscription, or they saw the big announcement. And Terrorvision Tuesday for the last 3 weeks, that's what it's been.
Yeah.
So there's like, if I bring you a cake 3 weeks in a row, Malcolm, I come like, here's like, it's Tuesday.
No, go, where's my cake?
Here's your cake. And like I come in like on the 4th Tuesday and I'm like, and I stick my middle finger up at you and say, that's what you get for this Tuesday.
Whoa.
That's, you're going to be like,
that's
hey.
how you feel about it, huh?
That's different. No, I don't mean no, that's actually a little bit of an extreme, but I just want to give an idea. Like basically, it's the unexpected, right? It's how does everybody else feel about this?
Yeah.
How do you feel, Master Chaos? Because you're usually pretty vocal about this stuff. How do you feel, Malcolm? Do you feel like
I feel like it makes sense to a degree because obviously they do records and LPs and stuff. But I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought maybe it would end up being like, 2 records, maybe a cassette, VHS, maybe 2 of the Blu-rays being announced. I thought that's what it might be. I didn't think it was going to be like all 6 Blu-rays. After I said, 6 Blu-rays, and you said it says 6 releases.
Yeah.
I went, it's probably going to be like that.
Yeah.
But the fact it's just...
There should have been 1. I'm sorry. Like, you should have had like 1.
Yeah. It sucks, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, for a lot of people, that's going to be how they feel. Man, I doing Terrorvision Tuesday. I'm continuing to do Terrorvision Tuesday. It's just this is a disappointment. I feel like they did 3 weeks of SOV, and we after the big announcement. So we needed something to anchor it.
Big.
Yeah.
It did sound like
big.
slashers.
Yeah, slashers, Hollowgate, something, you know?
Yeah. Endless
Something-
Horseman Blu-ray.
Uh,
4K.
2 days
Oh,
were
Brad.
just have they really? Because I don't know. Brad, by the way, welcome. I miss those two. I'm gonna guess I miss those Tuesdays, which is fair. Like,
Well, to be fair, we've only just started doing these, really, haven't we?
well, we've been following this all the way through. Brad Henderson is the mind behind, like, what I consider one of the minds behind television. If you've watched any of the video casts that they do, you know it. I don't know Brad. I know Brad through Brian. So anytime that you do see an announcement that comes on there, like in a lot of cases with a lot of the films, especially if it's a film that you're very much excited about, or you saw the original big announcements, that's the guy.
Yeah. Great knowledge as well on film, from what I've heard on the live stream.
But I'll be honest, like for me, I didn't know. So yeah, I was disappointed this week, but I'm not like collecting the music releases. If you're like an LP person, and I think for me it was a bit of a disconnect in like, okay, we're gonna get media releases announcements every week. That's where it comes from. And so
I think it's because it said 6 announcements, right?
That's the no, I do think that the last one, mystery announcement, is going to tie into a film.
Swamp Thing and Unsolved Mysteries were by themselves. Was that a while ago? Because I think we've done this for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, we did. We've done like 3 weeks of now. This is our 4th week, I think, right? It's our 4th week on announcement.
Yeah, I think so.
So if there was Television Tuesdays before, I do apologize that I was unaware, like of the releases that were done like that. It's just with the 6 things. I'm not going to lie, Brad. I got excited, and I got excited because of the big announcement. You're looking at your biggest subscriber right there with Malcolm, who's got the entire television. Like you went all in.
I went all in.
You got you bought the big $1,000 50 package before you announced your films.
Yep.
So you are the king of the blind buy.
What'd you say?
I said you're the king.
I am.
Yeah, there's lots of options. You haven't got to check the email yet. I signed up for it. 100%. Like that's the thing. But that's the thing. A lot of people like are going to become eventually aware of that. But for some people, oh, I know you got a lot coming. Like that announcement blew our minds. If you watch our video, I'm not sure if you watched
Slashers coming. I want Slashers. When's it going to be released?
The big announcement. He's just like Slashers is his. That's his key. That's his key piece.
Jigsaw.
June 6th and June 20th. So we got to keep an eye out for.
No, I think that's when they were.
That's when they were. Okay.
The ones we missed.
The ones we missed. All right. So we do this every week.
Okay.
You're welcome on anytime you want to come on. By the way, Brad, just to let you know, we're available. You'll be happy September the 5th. Then.
So that's when it's going to be announced.
Here's the thing.
Blu-ray, my life.
I got like super stoked about television when, like, during those, like, I knew of television and I liked their stuff, but when those big announcements came out, when we did that video, like,
we were hyped, weren't we?
Master Cap, we were like, okay, this is a game changer. This changes the system because they're putting in stuff. In my opinion, and it's just me. I'm going to get hate for this. I'm going to get hate for this. I got hate for this before. I know, but I'm going to say it. For me,
I'm sorry. Dalton just has got the jokes going again.
Of course he does. For me, that's when I said, okay, television has the potential to be the next VS, and to go into that. to go
Yeah.
on that level. And I still stick by that because of some of the films that are coming up, because of your September film.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Well, I'll be honest. My view is this: as if a film's releasing stuff that you can't really buy anywhere else, or they've got a better version coming out that makes it like a definitive version, it's exciting.
It is. And here's the thing, and this is me, and I was talking to some friends about this recently, that I get a lot more excited, and I think you do too.
Yeah. Free cuts.
That'd be amazing.
No, I'm a subscriber. I've got to buy 2 versions as well. 2 other ones.
I forgot what I was going to say. I totally went like that. I saw
You
that
were
free
going to
cuts thing, and
say, Brad, I love your work, and I'm looking forward to the next 80 announcements when it comes to the Blu-rays, because if they're anything like the last one, mine's going to be blown.
Look at that. Like the absolute, like, man, you have become quite the diplomat over that. We have brought the diplomat out in Malcolm. Gotta love that. I gotta put this up here like for a bit. Because this is kind of exciting. Especially for me, I'm more excited. I know what I was gonna say about announcements of things that I don't know or haven't seen, or that I know haven't been released, than I am for a look. I'm going to see, this movie's coming out on 4K or Blu-ray that I already have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so many times, like, and I'm like, oh well, look, it's another Texas Chainsaw, or it's it's that I've gotten like a dozen times. But when you put out something like The Jar, which doesn't have a release,
that's exciting.
Yeah, then you're like, okay, like
we're not in 4K.
It is actually, which totally blows my mind, because it goes from like nothing, like when something goes from like nowhere to like 4K, like, because it was like kind of one of those, like, this movie is kind of like one of these so bad it's good kind of fun type of titles. And if anybody watches my channel, and you do, you know what I like. This is a guy that makes everybody that comes into my household remember this, Malcolm. Watch Things. And Nail Gun Massacre, if you haven't seen it.
Keeps threatening me with it.
My very first video blog, my very first video thing was $1.98 special. Literally something from Nail Gun Massacre. Acquisition still coming vinegar syndrome over the next couple of years.
Nice.
It's too bad you couldn't have taken them with you, though. When it comes to stuff. But here's the thing: you do take the acquisitions. People are what makes your next company at this point, and we're seeing that basically with what things are being done out there. So we're looking at companies like TerraVision, we're looking at companies like Culture Shock. I mentioned both in the same vein because they're kind of both under that umbrella of Greyface right now. We have some additional Blu-ray announcements. We have to put a lot of folks. I agree that 100%. Like, for me, when the announcements were announced, I did kind of expect the announcements to be more of like, okay, this is what we got coming. Here's some potential special features. Scan 4K. Okay, yeah.
Still being scanned in 4K, still better than 2K, isn't it? Surely. So.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's not a forced 4K. You know, like you do it when you can do it. When you're supposed to do it, you do the best scan that you can. Now that's not always going to translate to okay. It should be in the format, in the UHD format. I actually talked with my dad. Me and my dad had this major conversation just before. My dad just bought a 4K player. Hey there, Dad. And he was like a little disappointed in like a couple of the releases that he picked up. So I was going over I was doing my Aaron 4K 101 thing that I tend to do.
It's funny because with 4K you've got to be prepared for certain kinds of differences, and even if it's minimal.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the key part with that. I'm excited. Do we know if do we have we don't have a release date on the Jared, do we?
No.
No. Depending on feature wise,
I want to know if
I'm
there's any
going
more
to expect
Indonesian
maybe.
Jacka movies coming.
Which one?
That's what I want. Like the Warrior movies. The Indonesian ones. That would be awesome.
That'll be
more
great.
of them.
This is what you need to do. Well, Brad is here. You need to like float some movie ideas that you want to say. 4K doesn't mean UHD, which is a misconception. 100%. UHD stands for ultra high definition. But yeah, you got to start like thinking up like movie ideas that you would like to see television like put out.
Let me think.
Put you on the spot, man. I'll put you on the spot so I don't get put on the spot so that I can let you do it first. I can
The White Phantom, the ninja film, that needs to come out. Sakura Killers, that needs to come out. Ninja Warriors, release them.
I'm gonna say like some cheesier stuff.
You're gonna say slashes, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Iced was one of them, by the way. I liked Iced a lot. Fatal Games.
Fatal Games, that's the only horror film to ever scare me when I was a kid.
Taking the festivals and screenings first. Oh, okay. Kind of makes sense.
Fatal Games, but Code Red had the rights to that. Fatal Games at one point.
Hey, did you remember a movie called Making the Grade? Did you remember that from back in the day? So it was like for those that don't know, like it was one of those. It was Judd Nelson's first, I think. It might have been his first film, and it was like basically it's like a teen like kind of like comedy thing. And I do not know what the rights are. So, but basically there were these two guys. One was like a really spoiled rich guy, and he hires Judd Nelson, who's on the run from some loan sharks, to be him and to go to school at a private school for him. And it's a fun, wild film. It even ends with like the adventure of these two guys will be followed up in the next film, which never happened. As a teenage Aaron, so freaking disappointed because Judd Nelson was like the coolest thing in the room at that point in the time. Oh, that's something I didn't expect. Always expect the unexpected in the cul-de-sac.
Yep.
I remember buying at a video store on VHS. And I think it was $30 at the time, which was a sale, Elves, and it had like the cover with like the one with the Christmas present and like so.
Yeah, because they re-released. They are here called Elves, right? Recently, it came out. It was like 2019, and it had the exact same cover, shiny.
They stole the cover from the original film.
Yeah,
but no, I had Elves on VHS back in the day. I remember I had Elves, and I had I think Vincent Padilla was Body Melt, right? Fitted that. I had like the screener for Body Melt because you couldn't buy it. You couldn't buy the VHS.
I recently bought the Blu-ray Body Melt.
I like that film. That's an anthology film that pretends not to be an anthology film. It's such an anthology.
Which is always fun.
Yeah. And it's a gore fest, which you gotta like. And I think it's your certain age for a lot of times for certain movies like that. Like I was way more into the gore stuff when I was younger than I am now. Like I still watch the Terrifier 2s and stuff like that. But sometimes I just want to see something a little bit different.
Yeah. I know that feeling. I know that feeling completely, to be honest. I be open, but we've offered the law. Oh, the run around.
That's the thing. And people always ask. They always ask, like when it comes to titles, like, why can't you get this title, like, for different companies? Why isn't Scream Factory put it this movie? They put it this movie, or why hasn't like Criterion put it this, or why isn't TerrorVision or Culture Shock put out these movies? A lot of times, I'd love to, but it always comes down to the point of like working with like the people that own it. Sometimes it's an estate. Sometimes it's the director. I cannot imagine the hoops that Severin and those guys had to go through.
Yeah.
When Blood for Dracula, Flash Frankenstein.
Imagine trying to go to the Manuel movies.
Getting Halloween in a box set. Never thought it was going to happen.
Yep. Just shows you can happen.
You just, and like here, you make the connections. So if Else comes out down the road, they're Brad.
Then we know why.
Yeah, that like me and Master Cast would do a simulcast. That's it with Malcolm, and yeah, because they're bringing people together. That's what we're all about.
Yep.
We're like a movie dating service.
Yep. What we need to do, right, is we need to write a Golden Girls superhero animation movie, right, and Vision can release it.
I get more comments about this picture than almost anything else nowadays.
Yeah. See, I was the first one brought that up and all.
It's a great, like, it costs a bit, but it was a great little picture. She loves Golden Girls. Like, we have all 7 seasons.
My wife hates Golden Girls, and even she loves it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, my Hin is like that was her favorite show. Like, for me, I'm like, do you have a favorite show? Really quickly.
Who me?
Off top of your head, yeah. Favorite TV show?
Sopranos.
Really? Columbo, actually. How boring that sounds. It's true. Necropolis, Sakura Killers.
I want Sakura Killers so bad. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. From my childhood.
Some of the movies from my childhood probably are already, let me see. Yeah. That's an adult film. That's an adult film. I had a weird childhood, Malcolm.
Don't you want most of it? Taking care of business.
Like I watched a lot of Ginger Lynn movies when I was a kid.
I bet you did.
It's the 80s. That's what we did.
She was so beautiful back then.
She's still pretty. She's still like now. Like but we're all hopefully. No. Some people like kind of grow into like, you know.
Linnea Quigley is one of those women that as she got older, she still kept good looking. You know, she matured, but she's still good looking in a different sense.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That you and you get to appreciate that. I think as you get older, a bit.
Yeah.
Like I do. Like when I was like 18 years old, though, man, like it was like anybody over 20s odd was like super old. Sakura Killers for many years. That would be an amazing title.
Oh, I'd love that to be released. You buy that, and I will subscribe for 200 movies.
Is that a possibility now? Because we're you know this is live, right? You know this is like.
No, the wife would kill me.
Yeah, you're. That sounds like a you problem, Mel.
Oh dear. My big mouth.
But there is so much to look forward to on what's coming out. I looked at the scrolling thing of some of the LP releases, and speaking of which, Rumpelstiltskin, does that have a good? That doesn't have a good physical release, I don't think. That's something I would love to see get a good physical release because I'm a massive fan of the film.
That'd be amazing. You can pick it up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Like I bought the VHS back in the day. And it was around $50 when I picked it up.
Godfrey Ho box set, yes. Godfrey Ho box set is a must. I agree with you.
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't like see what I like is you can start off right with Godfrey and you finish off with the hose. Yeah.
It is, here's the killer part. And I'm not sure if this is good or bad, Malcolm, but I knew what you were gonna say kind of before you said it. But yeah, Godfrey Ho, or in other words, anything can be made better with ninjas.
Yes.
There you go. There's your box.
Even his Commando series.
Anything can be made better with
as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Godfrey Ho is
Isn't-
like there's like this whole subsect of the internet and like of a certain age especially, and not even that. Like because I'm going to give him something here in a second. That would automatically kind of gravitate towards that. Here's the thing, and this is one thing that I want to mention. People often think that when we see these 80s or 90s films, that their market or what the people that are buying this stuff is us. And yes, we do, but yeah, like the large majority that buys a lot of this stuff, by the way, guys, isn't people that grew up with it. It's the 18 to 34, 18 to 36 demographic. That's who's buying this. That's who's buying a lot of these releases. If
Yeah.
you're looking at all kind of like just look, go on YouTube, go on Instagram, see who's buying and talking about these releases. There's a few older guys like me. There's a hell of a lot of younger influencers out there, and that is exactly what they're into. That's
to
the
be
stuff
fair, to be fair, probably 35% of them are people just trying to get famous and doing it, than they are to actually.
I don't agree.
Because I don't see them
Here's the
actually.
thing,
I don't
and
see them
I'll tell you
actually
what,
reviewing or opening
because
up.
we had this amazing thing. We touched on this at the beginning. We had our like counterpoint like portion of the video that they don't get this now. That's not a thing that happens now. We lived at a very special time, man. I lived at a very special time when this stuff was coming out, when it was normal to get this type of stuff. So you got a younger audience that can't get this stuff anymore. That Hollywood's not making it. Hollywood's not doing that stuff. So if they
That's
want
why
to
it's
see
always
that
on
stuff,
media.
yeah, if they want to see that stuff, if they want to see like the
No, buy
Spectre,
VHS. It's the VHS player if you want to see things from the past, but you can't get them in it. That's what I say.
you want to see the Asian stuff, you want to see like the horror, you want to see the sexploitation, the erotic thrillers. By the way,
this kind of stuff.
Erotic thrillers. just I'm gonna say that right now. Erotic thrillers. I am suffering for erotic thrillers in my collection. So
what we need is a Tweedledee
Dr.
and
Federal
Tweedledum set. That's what we need.
Dr. Federal and Ray, or someone along that line that did a lot of those films. Whoever did the Night Eyes films, the Body Chemistry films, some of those titles. Yeah, I would kill for some good erotic thrillers.
Well, buy them on
Because I think
VHS
they're really
and DVD then.
They're really underrepresented.
I've got Shannon Tweed movies saved on my eBay, and all the DVDs that come up are like £60 to £80 each. And I'm like, I ain't paying that. Someone will put them on there at £5. I still think Seven should release the Godfrey Ho collection at Christmas, called it the Christmas Ho Ho collection. Ho Ho Ninja Star collection. You know, I still think so. The
Ninja Star. Oh yeah, that's gonna work so well. Yeah, that's totally gonna get passport.
Yeah, I still think that works.
Go to customs. Oh, I'm not. What do we got here? Oh, it's a ninja box set and a lethal throwing star.
Well, if they do like that company, what was that company released the Ninja Death movies in that box set, and they put like a really bad soft ninja star in it, and I was so disappointed because I was like, I want the real thing. Hey,
did you ever make one as a kid? Did you make one as a kid?
Yes,
I did. Me and my friends got together one summer. Took a whole summer to do this, by the way. Got a washer, one of those dryer washers, those metal washers. And we spent a whole summer making it into a ninja throwing star. And we got it there. We eventually got it there. But man, it took a whole summer to do one. Because we found it really quickly as you're doing it and you're trying to get it done. That weight is a major factor. So flop, it took forever. So when we finally got to work, we were like so stoked.
Quick answer, Eugene. No, yes, they do. Because if you look on YouTube, you can actually see some of them in HD. And they're being worked on apparently from Elements. So it'd be nice to see them in HD.
So would you have like interpositive elements or original camera negatives or probably interpositive, right? For Godfrey Ho, right?
Yeah, probably. But it's really weird because in some ways, those type of films, you don't want to see them in HD. It's weird.
Yeah, like I'm good with the Blu-ray. I don't know if I want a 4K. Like if a 4K is like, I wouldn't like if it's a good 4K and it can be done. Yes, I don't want something to be put in 4K like I don't or put it as Brad made the distinction. I don't want to see a UHD just to see a UHD.
That's probably what's going to happen.
People are like, oh, I'm going to wait on this movie. What if it comes out? Like, what's the 4K UHD version comes out? I get that a bit, but for me, yeah, if it's a Blu-ray, if it's a DVD, if it's the best version of the film that I can get, and the features are there that I like, then I buy it. I'm not going to wait for this mythical version to
What we need is the Richard Harrison Ninja Collection. That's what they need to call it. The best ninja on film. Oh, it's frozen. Hello. But yeah, if you look, Gino, on YouTube, you can actually find trailers, but like in HD, or at least been really cleaned up pretty well. I'd be really excited if someone released them. I've been buying the ones from Germany in the media books, and they're all right quality, but they're not the greatest. But they're still easy to watch.
I went for a second.
I thought you did.
StreamYard.
That's what.
It's a StreamYard thing. Like I noticed because I saw the little thing come up on my screen, the little 3. And I tried to post a comment. I was like, no, you can't post a comment.
I hate when it does that.
It drives me. So we got people working on maybe an Elves. Well, we don't know. No. At least the possibility is out there.
Well, I'm really glad Brad popped in because he's given so many good things in. No, mainly just Prince and most oceans from the others. Those films are a disaster to deal with. I can imagine because from what I read, it's hard to get the deal because the companies.
Well, anytime I think of something like that, I always will go back to one of my favorites, my Russ Meyer box set. I got the DVD from box set from Arrow. You probably got it too. The amazing Russ Meyer box set, one of the beautiful things in my collection. I'd love to see a Blu-ray of it. Never going to happen because the Russ Meyer estate are not exactly the easiest people to work with. And if anybody can magically get Russ Meyer stuff.
Okay.
Most like overseas lost unaccounted for. Does that give you like Doctor Who feels, Malcolm?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. The days of like, I guess.
Quite sad, actually.
And you see, it is amazing stuff that gets lost. When MVD was putting out, when the guy was getting ready to get the things for Abominable, which is not an old movie, but it's not at all an old film. When he went to look for the copy, for the prints of it, he couldn't find them. Like it took him ages. Like he thought the movie that he made, the movie that he thought would be easy to get was going to come out. It was lost. We thought it was lost. So it's not like it's not a 70s.
I guess that's the sad thing, isn't it? I guess that's the sad thing when they're not digitally made like they are now.
Well, here's the thing.
Hey,
that's good to know, man. And you are, by the way, just putting it out there. Anytime you want to drop in, you're welcome in here, man. And thanks for all the great work you're doing at TerraVision and the work that you did at Vinegar Syndrome. Because I got a lot of releases because of you, including Spookies. So if you like Spookies, that'll be a Brad thing.
Thanks for being here.
And here's the thing that I was going to say. He's going to miss this, well, unfortunately. But it's because we're getting stuff like this now. Whether, like, say, okay, it's a channel video. It's something that you never heard before. Or you're not quite sure of type of thing. These movies would be gone in a couple years. These movies would be completely lost. Now, I don't want any movies to be completely lost. I joke about the Cardona stuff because I wasn't really big on the first box set. You want to know the truth of the matter? The second Cardona box set, it's a lot better than the first.
Yeah.
Even I would pick it up.
Even the artwork inside. There's a woman with her legs spread.
But it became like a running joke for me to say the Cardona thing. So, it became a channel thing. Brad, I got to hear Brad first from just this podcast, podcast that I've been on a few times with Brian. He does a YouTube channel now, by the way, as well, which please check it out. She does amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Master Cass here does a YouTube channel too. Please make sure you check it out.
I didn't know that. I've never heard of him before.
And of course, if you Ryan Disconnected, make sure you check. These are guys that are doing the stuff. They're doing the Lord's work. They're doing good work, and I will never not shout out people that I think are doing good stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't take away from me or from anybody else to let like people know there's amazing people doing stuff out there. Make sure you're checking it out.
Exactly what Phil should do. Phil should be always giving props to other people. That's how we move on.
Michael Keane, a guy that came on YouTube, has an amazing sense
Never
of humor.
unpaced this guy.
And now he's doing like The Head is coming on, like his movie is going on. The Severin Pace, he's going to love that. Like he's not going to forget that, by the way.
I want to know, will he give you Head? Like, will he give you a copy of Head?
No, I'll say, here's the thing.
Would you ask him for Head?
Would ask Michael Keane for Head. Well, I'm going to take it in the right way and not the way that you mean it. And say for a company that's getting started, like a TerraVision or a Culture Shock, or when I say getting started, I mean going on their own, I would never ask for free copies of films like that, and I will tell you why.
Yeah.
Because these are companies that actually need the physical monetary support. Would I ask for a company that's been going for a long time? Yes. Would I ask for a company that's they're kind of making their way? No, I'd buy it myself and then review it myself. I think it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
If something came my way, I'd acknowledge it and I'd be honest up front. But for stuff like that, I do think this is, working their way up. They're getting there. Financial support, like that's the best way to make sure that these things keep coming.
Well, my cousin, he's worked in the cinema for 30 years, right?
Porn?
And what's that?
Porn?
No, actual proper cinema.
Oh.
He's one of the first films he showed was, I believe, Twister. But he worked in the cinema before he was a projectionist. So he did that, and he said the amount of films you'd see with Vinegar Syndrome issues, in the earlier days when they first came, to him, and how sad it was because of how they couldn't be cleaned properly.
Yeah. And
he's got great one, my cousin.
It's why Vinegar Syndrome is called Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
It's and people say, well, this is not my thing. Like, for instance, like TerraVision announced a couple weeks ago a movie like The Worm, like the newer Worm film.
And,
yeah. So I'm like, that's not what it's called. Trust me, we're gonna get people gonna say that. I said, but that's not my thing. But I'm glad that they're saving it for people that it's for. Because here's the thing: when they announce a movie like Slashers for you or a Gator Bait for me, then I'm going to be extremely excited about that. And there's going to be people that are going to be like, I don't like that movie. But something is everybody's favorite movie. Something's everybody's first.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you right here. And this is how life should be. If you want Gator Bait and you're excited about it, good for you. If I want Slashers and I'm excited about it, good for me. If my friend down the road wants Black Cobra 1 and 2 and they come out through television, good for them. Right? Why can't we just sit and talk and spread the love instead of always being like, you like this? Unless it sounds like Sucker Punch, and then I'll go mental over it. Well, it's you just got to care about each other and support each other's passion.
It's why we do these videos. It's why we do these announcements. It's why Malcolm, I had you in here. Is because we can talk about it and we can joke about stuff like that. But at the end of the day, people know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
People know where it's at when it comes to this type of stuff. We're actually passionate about these films because we love these films.
Yes.
You buy so many of these films. When I was in Canada, I bought so many of these films. When I go back to Canada, I will buy so many of these films.
Just spray.
Sneaking them out across the border.
We need to do is can they get like a Dracula cape and then just have like a big pocket in it, a bit like dollars in Enter Ninja, and
or
just
be
drop
like
them in.
Those flashers like on Times Square.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure you've done that a few times in your life.
I've never been to Times Square, unfortunately. Damn it. Though my better half has. She used to live in New York. She went to university there.
You know that happened to my mum. My mum got flashed out once. She was in her car, and the guy
You
flashed
serious?
at her right in the car window, right? And
Serious.
Oh my God.
and she grabbed hold of his thing, right, and wheeled up the thing and drove down the road carrying it like this. And he was screaming.
So you had me until the last part.
No, seriously, it's true. That's exactly what happened. All right. Well, that's what she told me. So, and she said eventually, obviously, she had let go because it was hard to, like hold on to while driving. You think that was her story, but my mum had some weird stories like that. So whether or not that was true or not, that's what she said.
You ever see those joke stories on like on like TikTok or Vine back in the day, where they said somebody came along and asked for like some type of sexual favor and offered a bottle of wine and said he's gone that way, and when they go to point, they're holding the wine bottle in their hands, like so. But yeah, no, it's I can't say yes, I can say I was a teenager. And I was like maybe 14, 15 years old. And I was walking down from this bar. And this guy flashed me.
Flash Joe?
Yeah, like this creepy old dude. So
those vibes.
And I'm like, offered, said, "Hey, I got money." And I just literally I didn't go up, but no.
You went on
like your mom. So I just booted it, man. I just booted the hell out of it.
Right. He flashed at you and he said, "I've got money."
Oh no, he's asking for favors. Basically, he said something. He just didn't say. I just can't say what.
Well, this happened to my wife today. We were on the train, right? And they've got toilets on the train, at the end of the train.
Yeah. 2
guys in suits. They came in, right, and they literally went in there together, right, giggling around and that. One of the guys was, relieving himself, like as in, weeing, right. And the door opened. My wife got a full overview of his area. They quickly closed the door and they were laughing inside. And all the women were like, I just
film history. Old films show us how people lived in ways. Yeah, like look at the movie 4K, New York, not New York Ripper, but New York Ripper's a good example of like seeing New York.
I will say this to answer Jen's other thing. I think, the silent era to the 1950s is, I believe, the best time of really good cinema, right? Really good cinema. If you want to catch, to me, slashers and indie films, they're not good cinema. They're not the best cinema out there. They're fun and they're really, really good movies, right? But if you want proper cinema, those eras were really, really amazing, right? For full-on cinema, for me, I think 70s and 80s and 90s are great. Don't get me wrong, because they're what I grew up in, and I love them and that. But I feel like you just can't compare it to something like Casablanca, or Angels with Dirty Faces.
Have you watched like classic cinema, like Things, or amazing films, like just some of the amazing Jess Franco movies that came out in the 80s?
I have watched some of them, and I, as a fan of them, for the wrong reasons, I can tell you, but they're not, right? And not. I'll tell you one thing, what would go up there with the silent movies? The Camp Blood movies, and Axe Finder.
Man, when you said Casablanca, and I thought you were going to say Axe Grinder, like, because almost, such a similarity. The closest thing to Casablanca, it was a movie called Barbed Wire by Pamela Anderson, which is
recently bought that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's a remake of Casablanca, actually. It is. People don't realize that. Watch it back again. It is.
Well, I can tell you right now, if it was, it still isn't as good.
Well, but here's the thing. Did Casablanca have Pamela Anderson doing that sexy like dance at the beginning of it?
I wish you had Ingrid Bergman doing it. My word. Oh, that's the other thing. Women in like especially between the 30s and 50s, were the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
Phenomenal. Since I wasn't alive in the 30s and 50s, like I don't.
Really? I thought you were.
Oh no, like. Well, it looks like William's going to start a YouTube channel. Let us know if you
Whoa,
do,
go
man.
William.
We will definitely be checking that out. The birth of more YouTubers is always a great thing.
Wow, they were never aired on TV in the old day. I bet there's a lot of films like that.
Oh, there's so like you know what a really underrated like genre of films are, like not just underrepresented is what I want to say. Television movies. You know how many television movies that were put out that were actually done, and that are so many, like a sliver of that are actually out on like any format, and that's actually considering how many were made. Like there's a boom. There's a whole era, decades when TV movies were king. When it was the thing that we talked about to the
But
point
when I was younger, they were always on TV.
Exactly.
I've always watched Gridlocked, the David Hasselhoff film, you know, and that's never been released.
Like, where's our Nick Fury like of S.H.I.E.L.D. with David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, exactly. Where is all this stuff?
We're not going to see it because streaming is going to like push that stuff away. They're not going to want to do that stuff. They're going to want to do the stuff
it's
that
like Lifetime movies. You rarely get any of them on disc. We get all the Hallmarks on disc.
Actually, I every time I see a Lifetime movie, like at a shop, like a charity shop or something like that, I pick it up because it's. I'm like, oh, are you serious? Like,
yeah, so rare.
Just watch some films from. I hope you liked them. Actually, I really like the televised terror box set. Death Car on the Freeway by Hal Needham. Oh, Shelley Hack. Oh, there you go. It's basically a dual rip-off. But it's a lot of these movies were a ton
Talk about Joe. I've got that coming. I've got that coming on 4K, I think, in November. I was lucky enough to build the limited edition collector's version.
Ooh. That Duel's a good movie, too. Duel's a damn good movie.
It is a good movie.
But so was Killdozer with Clint Walker. Also another TV. Actually, I love Killdozer, really do. It's just such a fun film. But there's so many of those. I remember, like when I was a kid, there's one with Charlene Tilton from Dallas. For those, Charlene Tilton was this like little blonde-haired girl, was in the series Dallas. She played Lucy Ewing. Look her up. But anyway, so she was a kind of in her big, her heyday, and she made this like Teenage Hitchhiker movie. And I don't remember it well, but I remember it a bit. And I always wanted. I've only seen it once when it came on TV. I always wanted to rewatch it. I'm willing to bet Killdozer's band name probably came from the from that TV movie. Actually,
it's possible. Disney Plus killed Star Wars TV shows. Cancelled all of them yesterday on streaming.
I don't think they did. What? Ashoka is actually what's that? How's that pronounced?
Ashoka.
Yeah, is that pronounced? Did I get it right? Because I mispronounce things all the time. Trust me, I get lots of comments about that. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. But the girl from the animated like Star Wars series, there's a show going on right now with her, right? Actually.
Well, you know what? I can't imagine they would, considering that's one of the biggest franchises on there.
Yeah, like they'll keep doing it. People like,
especially like Mandalorian and that.
And people talking about Disney like ruined Star Wars, and like, no, Disney didn't ruin Star Wars. A lot of great stuff came out after Disney took over Star Wars. Like,
they destroyed Star Wars after they did Episode 1.
No.
Yes. Terrible movie. Terrible movie.
I mean,
Star Wars 1 is by far the worst Star Wars movie, other than on 7, 8, and 9.
Are you saying, Malcolm, that kids don't want to watch a movie about politics and Senate hearings? What are you thinking, man? And that the Force can't be a midichlorian type of thing?
The best Star Wars movie of all time is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
So there, thank you. Last Jedi's no, it's not. See, for me, it's not, because you know what Last Jedi does? What a lot of Star Wars.
I don't even count 7, 8, and 9.
Doesn't do. Does. And I'm going to say this. Like Mastercard's not going to like this. I'm going to say this. It does. Takes a freaking chance. It does something. It doesn't repeat everything. It does something. And like they took chances in the prequels, chances. But here's the thing: the original Star Wars films, and I talked with a friend about this too, actually, were done when George Lucas and his spouse, by the way, at the time, who worked on those movies with him, on the original 3 films, were together. The
Right.
prequel trilogy, she wasn't there. She wasn't part of it. Does it show?
A bit like, so it was basically Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant then.
Well, you look at how many
Before and
like
after.
you look at the Dario Argento stuff when Nickelodeon was there. Darren Nickelodeon was there. Look at the stuff when Deborah Hill and John Carpenter worked together. Worked so well.
That's true. Peter Cushing is brilliant. I will give you that. I will give you that. Peter Cushing, any movie, it makes it better. Same with Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee was in them as well.
But luckily, Christopher Lee got to go on and do like Lord of the Rings, which is
Yes, which was far
worked better.
superior.
Which is a shame, because his character had a bit of gravitas to the Star Wars film that he was in.
I will
don't
be
think it
honest
takes long
with you.
chances at all. I mean, it makes some mistakes, but it does some of the right things too.
I'll be honest with you. I love Ian McKellen in Lord of the Rings, where he's Gandalf the Grey, right? And he falls to his death, and then he comes back as Gandalf the White, and you're like, yay! And you're like, if he dies again, is he going to be Gandalf the pink, red, yellow? What's he going to be?
Or like you're thinking, like some people thought, wait a second, why couldn't you like just stay around and help these guys?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, man?
And why
You ever
so
see that, like, how it
dramatic
should have
when he
ended?
fell?
Episode like where they're talking about how the Lord of the Rings should have ended, and they see them like flying across on a dragon and putting the throwing the ring into the volcano. And like, imagine if we'd
That would
walked
have been
all the way.
easy, wouldn't it? That'd
A lot
been
of people
easier
would
to do.
A lot of people might have died.
Frodo would have still had his finger.
There you go. But no, it's But I gotta say, I don't think that the Star Wars movies were. I think some of the best Star Wars
That's
stuff's
because
been
you're a
done right
massive Star Wars
now.
fan.
Andor. Did you see Andor yet?
I haven't watched Andor. I watched. You know what? I've watched barely any of the series.
You Mandalorian. You like?
I've watched the ones we talked about for the most part.
That's
other
Lone
than
Wolf and
ones
Cub. It's Lone Wolf and Cub, but it's good. It's a good updated version of Lone Wolf and Cub.
Not really, because there's not much violence in it compared to Lone Wolf and Cub. There's no blood spurting everywhere, is there?
But it has Pedro Pascal, who's one of the coolest dudes, man. He's just so cool.
People love that guy, don't they?
I do, man. I really do. I think he's super cool.
He ruined Wonder Woman 84.
What?
He ruined Wonder Woman 84 just being in it.
He doesn't ruin it by being in. The script ruins Wonder Woman 84.
The way he delivers ruins it.
And the way he delivers, by the way, is all based on the director. Like
there we go. Always defending them, aren't you?
Oh, damn straight.
No.
And
What's
it's not the
going
first.
on?
And like I mentioned before, and I don't remember this is not the first Wonder Woman project for Pedro Pascal. Adrian Padelecki's pilot for Wonder Woman series was the first thing.
Did you say Andrew Chesnick?
No, Adrian Padelecki.
Oh, okay.
You know what I said. You know what I said. The fancy light with releasing shows physical. Does this
hopefully
help piss off Australia right now? Like Malcolm, help piss off Australia right now. Like
they've got to be really angry.
Yeah, no more physical
We're not
media.
doing any
Look,
more physical releases.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to release these big ones.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you're a Disney Club member, you get massive discount off them.
Yeah, and the cancel Disney Club in Canada.
Oh, I wonder if they'll release them over here, because I haven't seen any listings for them yet. Let's have a look.
I don't know. As far as I know, I thought it was a North American release, but I hope it goes to the UK too.
It's got to come here, surely. Let me have a look.
I can see it coming HMV.
Yeah, HMV exclusive, probably.
Yeah.
Or Zavvi or something.
Zavvi and their steelbooks. Zavvi just like loves their steelbooks so much, don't they?
They do. Way too much.
Everything has to be a steelbook. If
excited.
Zavvi could do it, they'd put a steelbook inside of a steelbook for one of their releases.
Well, that's basically what Vinegar Syndrome's doing.
Oh, here's your case inside of a case inside of a
slip cover
inside
of a plastic,
and that sticks to your refrigerator. And they'll get bigger, like they'll make like big ass releases, like they do in Germany, right? They do those big like medium.
Yeah. Talk about that. My Melusine set, that nice one that opens up.
Yeah.
it doesn't completely shut on one side.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm really angry about
Oh,
it.
again. No, goodbye, Siri. Bye. Shut up. Shut up.
So your girlfriend's getting jealous.
Just watch. The next time I want to use it, there's going to be like, not. It's not going to come up. It's going to be like, bitch. About it. It's gonna be, you told me to shut up.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, like, there's some good stuff coming out. Now I'm excited for like Brad mentioned September. Looks like Slashers.
yeah,
3
that's when
cuts.
Slashers is being announced. I'll be there.
Well, I'm sorry. Would you rather have like the Cardona collection right in your shelf? Just put it there, like, or would you like to put the first volume where it can be used and keep up like maybe a picture that your kids drew?
I'd like to have 6 more volumes of Cardona films, to be honest.
You like to have sexy Cardona films?
I
Yes,
think
I
they
did
need to
actually
get
like
more.
Snow Beast. On, I would love to see it on Blu-ray. Like you normally I see it like in like kind of like multiple like pack sets. It's like
Yeah, that's what I
Creek
don't
and
like.
a PCI back then. I used to put it out. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of like the Yeti Sasquatchy type of movies. So when like Boggy Creek and stuff got announced, I was like, oh wow, Boggy Creek. And I think I might have been the only person.
Retro Media released that one, I think. That's what Iceman said.
Somebody needs to get a hold of that catalog. And I don't mean Makeflix. And no shade on Makeflix at all, like Makeflix, but can you imagine if one of the actual like the boutique labels, or even like a TerraVision or Culture Shock, one of those guys got what you get?
Today was really strange, right?
It was like I went in, I felt so, and like I was a bit it was more you saw my disappointment. It was obvious.
Yeah.
I couldn't hide it, and I gotta be honest, I'm on the channel. But to at that same time to have Brad come in and and he didn't have to, and just
he heard his name and he had to fight for himself. That's how he.
And he did a good job. I mean, like 100%. Like, because did that not make you excited about some stuff coming up? It did.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and I will tell you this right now, and it is key. If you're a physical media company out there right now, and you're a boutique label, you're a bigger label, you need to have a Brad Henderson type on your thing. You need somebody that's going to be the voice and the face of your company, and not everybody's come on to do that. Like, but if you get somebody that does it and does it well, he does it well.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
key. It's how we market in the modern day.
Yeah.
Like, like we know from how do we find out about movies and stuff like that before this? We watch people on YouTube and stuff like that. We didn't, or that's how you find out now. That's how movies sell.
Well, I'll be honest.
Come on my
I
channel
was impressed. I was impressed that he came in. He said it straight. He stayed and had a laugh. Gave a little bit of information. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Bill Olsen. You know,
I hate you all.
Yelling and having a go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he could have been. He could have came and said like, "No, look, we've been doing this here," like, and just been like that and just stopped off. But that's key. Public relations, guys. That's what I'm trained for. That's what I went to school for. And it's key, and I think it's key to any company. If you're a TerraVision, if you're Vinegar Syndrome, if you're Severin, by the way, if you're Severin, if you're Culture Shock, if you're Arrow Video, if you're Umbrella, if you're Imprint, you got to have that. That's key. Like social media is the key. This is how your stuff sells now. This is the way things work in the modern day. There's no TV shows that are actually promoting your films anymore. There's no Siskel and Ebert. Like the amount of people that go to like a forum and read a review as opposed to the people that actually go online and watch people doing reviews and actually seeing the things. It's a huge difference.
I'll be honest. Whenever I look up Brad book stuff, you know, whether it's doing movies or graphic novels or whatnot, I always look on YouTube because I want to actually see the item.
Exactly. And my channel started because of this exact thing, because I went online to find a review of a Scream box set that was
And you
exclusive
can
to
find
Canada.
it.
It was nowhere. There was no reviews, no written reviews anywhere, but there was one. There was one video,
I reckon,
and I
Right.
bought it because of that.
when you did your first review, you saw that it wasn't on YouTube. You ran upstairs, wetted it back, got all ready, ran back down the stairs, grabbed the item right off the shelf, set up the camera, right. Then basically it got all wobbly, so you had to keep moving it. So then you had to stick it on something, and you were like, "Okay, 3, 2, 1, go," and you're like, "Nope." It takes
I
ages
wish.
to.
Like,
that
here's
way.
the thing. I had zero self-awareness when it came to YouTube initially. So I should have been like showing the stuff that I had that nobody else had. I didn't even think of that 2 years going in. I did my first YouTube video on an iPhone 4.
Whoa, bad quality
Yeah.
now.
And we're not talking about like being smart and like it is right now. Well, not like this. I did it like this.
Oh no.
Yes, my early videos are like that. You go, you see a few like that, and I eventually went on computer. I bought an iMac. You know, things got better and better, and then like phones got better and better, and iPads got better and better. I did a lot of my streams. My early streams were done on were done on an iPad. I was mic'd up because I could carry around. That was one of the things people liked with my channel is I could take my iPad around with my mic and go around my entire movie library.
Yeah.
And just like because I'm a hyper person too, so that tends to happen. It's so hard for me sometimes being in a chair. You'll see me moving around a lot. That's why, guys. I did. I mean, I filmed, and look at my early stuff. It is so. Some of it is so cringe. When your favorite Western
Scary
stars,
stuff.
a lot of retro
Yeah,
media
really
stuff. Like retro media, by the way, guys. Here is a bunch of films that people should be looking at. Like somebody should be looking at. A lot of Fred Olen Rice stuff that's not out. There's a lot of stuff that's not out that I would like to see out.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm wanting to do a video, and I've been trying to research. And I want you in this one when we do this. Like do a video of like things that haven't been announced, things that really are off the grid, like really off the grid.
Kind of like forgotten kind of thing.
Yeah. So I've been sorry about that. I've been mulling it about in my head, but I haven't really gotten the what I want.
Details down.
Yeah, I always have a lot of videos like that. Same thing. I write, and I have like ideas, and I'm always writing down like story ideas, but it's just getting the meat, the meat put in there.
Yeah, I'll get you.
Podcast videos do give us great behind-the-scenes stories of how things came together, and yeah, best way to sell something that nice might be aware of.
Whoa! Holy moly!
I mean, with Michelle, anything Michelle Bauer's in, man, I'm kind of there for that.
I'm gobsmacked by that. That's incredible.
I love Michelle Bauer. I really do. Who didn't grow up with kind of like a crush on Michelle Bauer, like those Scream Queens, like Michelle Bauer, Brink Stevens, Linnea Quigley. They were like the trio, right?
Yeah.
Like you'd see them like together
For
a
sure.
lot, like, and they became like the newer Scream Queens because we
Yeah.
had like the Jamie Curses like in the day and stuff. But with Michelle Bauer, with Brink Stevens, with Linnea Quigley, with girls like that, we got Scream Queens that were proud to be Scream Queens.
What was that other one called? Rock Rochelle or something?
Oh, which one?
Rock Rochelle, the one who's in Santa Claus.
Oh, damn. I would literally have to look that up.
Let me say, because I always get the name wrong. I think she's in quite a few things.
He had a 4K LG. Tis the best TV out there, man. And I'm not just saying it because I own one. Maybe I am. But still.
Debbie
Rochon.
Rochon.
Thank you. There we go. But unlike some of the earlier Scream Queens that kind of became Scream Queens because they acted in a few slasher films, like Michelle Bauer, Deborah Shawn, Linnea Quigley, Brink Stevens were scream queens because they enjoyed it, because they liked it, because they owned it. And when they talked about it, it was different than when some other people talk. I made horror, but I did other like that's not what I do. It was so refreshing to get to that period in time. We had these girls that were making these movies and loving the fact that they're making these movies and owning it. Evil Tunes. I love Evil Tunes.
You should watch
Madison-
Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers for sure, Gino. It's
That's
a lot
great.
of fun.
I love that.
Really goofy and fun.
I want a new version of Evil Tunes. I know it came out, the Blu-ray came out, but I would like to see. I'd like maybe an updated Evil Tunes.
Evil Tunes 2.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Like I see, the first time I saw Evil Tunes, it was 100%. I'm gonna be honest. There was an adult star in Evil Tunes that I knew very well from her thespian work, and I'm like, oh, I gotta rent Evil Tunes. She's in this movie. That's how I found Evil Tunes, Dino, because Madison was in it. And I was a massive Madison fan. Madison Stone, there you go. You know who I'm talking about. And this is why when YouTube says, is this content aimed towards children? I do not click that box.
You click a no.
No, it is not.
No. Since we're talking about not aimed for children, shall I show my DVDs?
Oh, yes. Look, the fronts. We can't show the back. But if you
We
want to
can't
see the
show
back of these,
backs.
maybe we'll see some of the back of these on our next Patreon.
Okay, here we go. So the first one I got is a film I've been looking for years. And it's called Japanese Wife Next Door.
That's when you showed at the beginning of the video.
Yep.
Obviously,
Then we've got
that's a look of
then we've
excitement
got-
because she's glad you got all these movies.
this one. I won't read the title, but we've got this one.
The Hospital, W Hospital.
Yep. Then we got The Japanese Wife Next Door 2.
Because nowadays, everything's got to have a sequel.
Yes.
Gotta
And
get
then
the
we've
screen
got Naked Desire. A Lonely Cow Weeps at Dawn.
See, there you go. That's got a. People said there's nudity. It's not nudity. Actually, they're very, very careful to make that not nudity.
Then we've got Naughty Whatever Girls That Says. Then we've got Nurse Sisters. All right.
I got one
That's all the ones in the Japanese line,
That's
that I picked up today.
Yeah.
Then we've got Girls of Wrestling. All right. Which I can assure you from looking at the back, it's very exciting to watch. Probably better than the AEW show in that sense, you know what I mean? Then in the Jezebel one, we've got The Woman's Nature. Complicity.
I love these
And me too. And then in the Redemption line, we've got Confessions of a Sinful Nun.
Something I gotta
Yes.
ask, like when you watch the Redemption one, or maybe you've watched some already. I don't know. Do they still have the Redemption thing at the beginning of it? So
Some of them do, not all of them.
I used to love that. Like Redemption on VHS, guys. They had this like this kind of like this artsy, sexy type of like character that would kind of come on and this kind of like silent, almost John Rollin type of like new whatever sequence at the beginning of the film would be. Was incredible. And sometimes you'd see that like at certain like companies, like I know that I bought a BCI, they're not around anymore, so I can say this. I bought a BCI release and it was, I think it was like The Devil's Nightmare or something like that. So when I turned it on, it was like the second or third movie on the disc and the Redemption like opening was right there. And maybe that's why BCI is not around anymore.
A bit like the old Vipco startup.
Yeah. I would love to have some of the old Vipco stuff, man.
I believe Kino said some of the Redemption titles are going to be re-released under the Kino Cult label.
Oh, that'd be nice, especially certain ones. As long as it's something I don't have. or it's a new, like, it's got new stuff on there. Is that Liberty Bell from Glow? Is it Liberty Bell from Glow? If it is, then you're going to see a lot more Liberty Bell from Glow than you expect.
No, it isn't.
No.
But it stars Nina Hartley.
Well, she's my favorite wrestler of all.
Wow, I can't believe that. This must have real full-on action on it then. Well, hey.
Mm-hmm. Well, not necessarily, because remember, Madison Stone did two Evil Tunes, and that's not.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the people on here, and they've all got the names. Ooh. To be honest with you, I was just shocked to see those ones. The Japanese ones, when you put them in, they're not the best quality. I know because I've got some of them. But I want them to go with the other ones, so I got from.
Where'd you pick those up to today, by the way? Just so that for anybody
HMV.
in UK. HMV are on sale, £3, right?
Yep.
So if you had HMV,
so let me tell you about my day, right? So I got on the bus, right? Got on the train. Went to Crunch Comics first. Great store, looks nice, bit overpriced. You know, I would look at some stuff in there. I went, I'm not going to pay this because I can pay less for this. You know, not their problem. If you're happy to pay that, and you know it's our print, fine. You know. Then I went to a different store, which was just down from it, and it had this older guy in it who looked like he'd worked there for 45 years, right? You walked in and it had all these comics from like the 30s and 40s and all this other stuff. It felt like Goodnight Sweetheart going down the road, right? You go in there, the guy is lost in time, right? He's got all these Doctor Who books, he's got, you name it, right? But they don't look like they've been taken care of. There's no bags, they're just thrown in boxes, do you know what I mean?
How was the pricing?
Right. The pricing wasn't too bad. All of them were 50% off on the singles. My wife picked up a Doctor Who book she hadn't read, and he had Deadly Hands of Deadly Hands Kung Fu, all the the actual comics, but they were a bit rotten, right? So we're walking around in there, right, and it had a big sale on. Not on the big things, just on single comics. So as we're walking there, I see this sealed, right?
We just talked about that the day before.
Yeah, we should talk about Dave. I saw this sealed, and I went, "How much is that?" And he went, "Oh, it's really expensive, right? Because it's still sealed." So I thought, "Oh, he's going to have a ridiculous price on it, right?" And he went, "No." He went £50, right? And then he said, normally if it's over 50, I give 10% off. So he said 45. And then he said to my wife, she could have her book for free. So I worked out at 40 instead, right?
Nice.
Now, he didn't take card, he just took cash, which makes sense considering he wanted to, give a bit of discount. So we went across the road, went there, right? Then after that, I went into 7 different shops and didn't buy anything. Right, the graphic novels in the charity shop where the guy wouldn't let me look at them was a bit annoying. No movies to be found that I didn't have. Then we went into HMV and I picked up those DVDs and I picked up these 2 graphic novels, which are Joker and Harley Quinn the animated series. Both of these are supposed to be complete stories. So I was like, I'll get them if they're complete stories and on sale as well. And then I went to CEX, right? It was completely pitch black in there, right? With just some lights on. I'm going around picking up discs and going, oh, yeah, some rare stuff. At one point, I had a whole collection of Dragon Ball Z in my hands, right? For like a tenner. Right? I don't know why, but they were like a tenner, right? For the lot, right? All of a sudden, all the lights start flickering and the whole shop goes pitch black, right? Donna's going, I'm scared. We need to leave. She starts running. I'm like, where are you going?
The disco light comes on. Everybody's, we're dressed sexy.
That's what should have happened. But Donna went, "Can we pay for these still?" And I went, "No. Come back tomorrow." Well, can't come back tomorrow. We don't live there. Do you know what I mean? So after that, we walk home. We walk to the train station, and I said, "Where do you get the train to? To where we go?" The guy goes, "Okay, go up the lift and you go over there, right?" And I said, "I swear it was where we got off the train originally," and it was. So I don't know what that guy was playing at, but it was a weird day. Went into Waterstones in the area, and Waterstones has 2 floors, right? And I'm looking at the graphic novels, and I'm like, they've barely got anything here, right? And then I find a manga, right? I find a manga that blows my mind, right? Which I had to buy immediately on Amazon because it was £4 cheaper, right? And it's called, let me just get it up so I can read it. It's called, oh, why did it do that? Done. It is called Dick Fight Island. 1
It's
and
only
2.
£4 cheaper. Like, wouldn't it cost £4 just to get the shipping?
No, because the shipping's free, isn't it, on Amazon?
But it's there in your hands right now.
True, but that was why I'm with Christ. When we got back, Donna let me borrow the comics somewhere to borrow them around because they were cheaper off eBay from Read Comics.
Like, here's the thing. One thing we're going to mention right now before we go any further. So, Malcolm picked up Solomon Kane. One thing to know is that Solomon Kane is out of print. Marvel lost the rights to Rob D. Howard. 3 characters were Conan, Cull, and Solomon Kane. Anytime you can find a Conan, a Cull, or Solomon Kane from Marvel and Omnibus, and you're collecting that type of stuff, grab it. This collects the complete Solomon Kane. That's all the Marvel stuff. You got it all in one go.
Yep.
Cull is 3 volumes, and the complete Conan the Barbarian is 10 volumes. Savage Road Conan didn't finish, but the first 10 volumes are right there.
Well, tomorrow in the mail I get Conan, Savage Sword Conan Volume 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Nice.
So I was like, woohoo! Tomorrow's, and I've got Strangers in Paradise as well.
Great story. Great book. I remember reading that when it came out.
I got the slipcover version with them both in. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got quite a few stuff coming tomorrow.
Have you read the whole Strangers in Paradise before?
No, I've never read it.
It's fantastic. It's definitely unique, but it's really good.
Have you read what's that one called? Heartless or what's it called? Heartbreaker? Hold on. It's a Netflix show, Heartstopper. Have you read those?
No, I think I got do I have a book or volume? I haven't read it, no.
Because I bought all the hardbacks. Basically, it's a story about, I think it's about, I know it's LBGT story, I believe, over 6 books. I believe. But I picked them up to read because I've been really enjoying the more LGBT books because we're like graphic novels because they seem to have a lot of heart, like a lot of heart that you miss sometimes, you know? Well, that's crazy about the super part, the power.
Hopefully Supermax get generators because, if they don't, that's a lot of food going in the garbage.
Yeah, well, the food's going to get burned, isn't it?
A lot of happy rats outside. Tell them this right now. Like super, like.
I'll tell you what I did get in the mail yesterday. Gun Honey, Volume 1.
You know what I found out? Yesterday I was talking to my mom. We were FaceTiming. And she was going up to my favorite, like just driving by my favorite comic book shop in St. John's, Time Masters. If you ever go there, check it out. But the building Time Masters is for sale.
So you bought it?
No, but I mean, like, I'm worried. Like, Time Masters moved like 3 times. So I'm hoping that they're moving again eventually and that they're not closing down. That's my
business.
Because they're the one of the best like comic book shops in Canada, not just in Newfoundland, in Canada.
Yeah.
And there's two really good comic book shops in Canada and in Newfoundland alone. And they have the omnibuses. They have omnibuses there that are OOP at and sometimes below cover price.
So you'll be going straight there then when you get back.
I literally looked at him and I said, if that's open, and if I find out that they're closing, and they're having some massive sale, I'm going to be coming back here with a massively bad back. But I am going in like it's supermarket freaking sweet.
Oh boy! So you're going to run around and you go, "Hey, Dal, I've got £100."
That's the thing. It'll be like when I stupidly said, "Oh, I'm going to make a top 10 omnibus list," and my omnibuses were upstairs, and I said, "Oh, here, I'll just carry 10 of them at once."
I tell you this, right? Today, when I was at HMV, I saw a whole load of graphic novels in the bigger HMV, right, to mine. And I was looking at the hardbacks, and I was like, my word, there's not a single omnibus in there, right? But I was like, this hardback of Batman Fortress, for instance, is £26, right, in there. When I look on eBay, read comics, it's £20 and 10% off, which makes it 18.
Like Reed's a really good comic shop in the UK. They do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
So, did you buy something from today then when you were on there?
Yeah, I bought a whole load of stuff. Would you like
Did
to
you buy
know exactly
Arkham
what I bought?
Asylum? Did you pre-order Arkham Asylum?
Arkham Asylum?
It's like like Arkham Asylum, but it's the animals.
No.
While we're talking, guys, let's take a quick dive over to Reed. One thing I'm starting to notice, by the way, is when you pre-order stuff, and I pre-ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon, I'm getting super excited now because the prices have gone up tremendously.
Yeah.
And I got them when they weren't like high priced. So, by the way, guys, pre-order is king when it comes to this stuff.
It's
Pre-order
true.
is king. Don't wait till something comes out, because when you do, you often end up paying more, or sometimes pretty big over price when it comes to it. I'm going to put an omnibus here right now. I just want to let's see. We'll be the devil on Malcolm's shoulder for a second.
Oh dear.
For a second, for life.
Oh no. I'm having a look on the
As
web.
you can see right here that they're putting out the 4th volume again of Captain America, right?
Yep.
So, not again. This is the first time that they put it out. However, it was kind of out before. Hold on a second. I'll show you. I'm out.
All right. Oh, Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum. That might be a day one.
This is also what Volume 4. So what Volume 4, when it initially came out, it is Jack the King Kirby's return to Marvel.
Yeah.
His entire Captain America run.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yep, from 193 to 214, annuals 3 and 4, and Captain America's Bicentennial Battles. What's really neat about this is when he came back on it, a lot of people were not aware of Jack Kirby the way that they would be now. So they were like, who's this guy on Captain America? The letters pages are included. And some people are not super stoked to see him come back or to see him come there at all or behind the scenes. So they would put in as many of the negative letters as possible when it came to this, because he writes and draws the book. And Kirby has a unique style that is all his own.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Fantastic. And I think Kirby's one of those guys that, and a lot of artists will say the same thing. like you don't understand until you understand.
Yeah.
When it comes to his art, because like you'll see it often and be like, this looks really big and it's kind of blocky, and I don't really get that. But then you realize what he's done with the format, what he's done with like to take actual action scenes and to make them look almost three-dimensional and off the page. He was way ahead of his time.
Incredible. It's an incredible talent for sure.
I think it's a great volume too. Like that's the Mad Bomb storyline on that one. And the other Captain America that I would recommend, if I'm not sure if it's still out there right now, Dan Jurgens. Dan freaking Jurgens did a really good volume of Captain America in the 90s. And it's pretty much it's 25 to 50 and annual of 2000, 2001.
That's quite nice.
And it's so this Captain America, this isn't Ed Brubaker's Captain America. This is your action movie Captain America. It's artwork on the inside.
Oh, that's nice. I like good artwork.
Oh, it is fantastic artwork on here. Like you got people like Evan Dorkin working on this one here, Mark freaking Wade, as Mad Dog would say, Andy Kubert doing artwork in here, John Romita Sr., Stuart Moman, Sal Buscema, Big John's bro.
It's not bad.
So as we go into the Temptations, Paper Girls was so good. Parker Girls. Oh no, have I read Parker Girls? No, I'm finished it. So I'd like to have that actually.
There we go.
Did you read 0 Hour?
No.
It's okay. That'd be super cheap. Just picked up Bride of Chucky on 4K, despite not owning any of the movies in the series on 4K.
Nice.
Bride is fun. I mean, to get a movie on 4K, Jacob, like in the series, and you got Bride, that's a good choice. Bride is visually stunning. I still remember being in the theater and seeing that scene on the waterbed, which totally blew me away. Remember?
Yeah, that was brilliant.
It is gorgeous. Ronnie Yu's work of it's just amazing.
Ooh.
I have this one pre-ordered. Young Justice. No way in hell is I going to miss this. Peter David. Hell yeah.
Definitely. You said Peter David's one of the best, so.
He is one of the best.
Are you going to get Ice Cream Man Sunday edition, Volume 2?
Ice Cream Man. Where's? Am I missing something?
Ice Cream Man collection.
I don't think I read that.
You should. Apparently, according to this.
But there's so much things that I haven't read that I should have read. I'm just getting around. Like the amount of reading I've done since I came to Morocco is insane. Like, look, these. Yeah. I'm sure you probably got some of these here. These Conan ones probably coming.
Yeah, I've got some of them coming.
I'm not sure this variant here. Conan's face is a little off.
Yeah, it looks a bit weird.
See what I mean?
Yeah. It looks a bit weird.
That's quite a whack in the nose there, Conan. Black Hammer, where Black Hammer is good, but you gotta have Black Hammer first. Those usually go down fairly cheap, but to find Black Hammer is big. These are coming back in print. I'm so excited. The Ben Reilly Spider-Man. I've got this cover right here.
Yeah.
This cover kind of gives a lot way too much away. They both kind of give a lot away. But again, massive. I love these books. I'm a guy that love the Clone Saga. It's a fun horror.
I'll be back. I'm gonna get a drink.
Alrighty. So how am I supposed to tempt you if you're gone?
I'll only be a minute.
So we had to tempt Malcolm to pick up Rom, the Space Knight. Obviously one of the greatest comics ever made. If you were in here, you weren't in here before. When we did the announcement thing, Brad Henderson popped into the chat. We got a lot of exciting news during that. 3 cuts potentially of slashers coming out. So I'm very excited about that. We had Master Chaos in here talking as well, a bit of conversation about potential acquisitions, a whole bunch of big stuff. So if you're watching this, after this is over, go back to the beginning. There's a lot of exciting stuff that happens that I could not have predicted. But that's the way you want it, right? When it comes to stuff like this, is you go in, you think, okay, well, we're just going to do an announcement thing, and then we get to it, and it's like, oh wow, there like because we were waiting for the announcements that came. They became record announcements. We were like, we thought, okay, it's gonna be physical media announcements, and then Brad came on and said, no, we've done just like record announcements before, and he let us know the times that we did them. So we kind of talked a bit about it, and he let us know there's a lot of stuff to be excited about. That a lot of the stuff that got announced earlier, stuff that they're working on, getting out as soon as they can. We found out that the Jar release we may have to wait a little bit on because it's going to go soon the festival circuit. So a lot of news came out today, and a lot of stuff we didn't expect, right, Malcolm?
Yep, it was
But here-
quite exciting.
Have you pre-ordered ROM Space Knight yet?
No,
You heretic! How could you not pre-order ROM Space Knight?
is it that good?
It's. Have you not read ROM?
The only thing I've ever read is I've never heard of ROM.
So basically, the idea behind ROM is, ever see the show The Invaders? Remember from the 70s, the British show?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so ROM is literally, he's a space. He's in this form. He's stuck in this form here on Earth, right?
Okay.
So he looks super alien. Now the enemies to ROM are these guys called the Dire Rats. Now the
Okay.
Dire Rats are aliens that can make themselves look human. So
Wow.
to outwardly, to some people, like he's going to fight these massively bad aliens, and to people on the outside, it looks like he's beating up regular people. It's a really good run.
Sounds fun.
It does. Like Iceman is 100%. It was a tall line first, and here's the thing: it was by Hasbro, but
Yeah.
Marvel for years upon years lost the rights to any of the Hasbro franchises. There were two big
Yeah.
ones: ROM Space Knight and Micronauts. Both are amazingly written stories in their own rights. And because of that, anything that had ROM in it, in his costume, and anything that had the Micronauts in it could no longer be used. So if there was something that, if there was a crossover between ROM and another character, they couldn't do it. If there's a crossover
Wow.
between Micronauts, they couldn't do it. The only time they could use ROM Space Knight at all, they put him in like a human form in a background. So this is the first time, Malcolm, in years, like decades, the ROM has been with Marvel. And I'm not quite, and like Conan, I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure how long they have
That's going to last. Yeah,
so when this was announced, the second that this came up for pre-order on
you
Amazon,
grabbed it.
right away, like immediately. Same thing
Yeah.
with Micronauts was at full price. Luckily, it went down in price, so I got the pre-order price, right? But
Yeah.
I grabbed both of these when they're at full price, but they went down lower, so I got on Amazon I get the lowest price, right? But
Yeah.
as you can see, they made a big deal out of this, and these are three, not one, not two, but three variant covers for ROM Space Knight.
Well, what did
Plus
you
the
get?
regular cover. We got here a George Perez cover. We got a Frank Miller cover. We got good old Wolverine and X-Men on the cover right here, right? We got a Sal Buscema, like classic kind of like front page cover around Space Knight. It really depends on which artist and which art like you like most. I literally bought it from Amazon, so I just got this cover, the regular one,
Yeah.
right here. And I'm glad if I find it cheaper, like when I go to Canada before it comes out, then maybe I'll get one of the variant covers, and like if I can get it at a good price and drop the pre-order. But there's no way I'm dropping my pre-order until I know I have ROM Space Knight.
Oh,
in
for
my
sure.
I would like it's something that I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how long the rights are for. It's Hasbro, so I assume that the rights aren't going to be. This is not going to be an evergreen. This is not going to be forever. So this is for guys that are watching this. You may be into like this collecting, or maybe you just got into it. Here's the thing: sometimes these books are limited more
Really
than
limited.
say a Spider-Man will be, because Spider-Man is owned by Marvel. ROM is not. Micronauts are not. Conan wasn't, and Conan's gone for Marvel now. So with books like this, if you want them, now if you don't want them, it's not going to make any difference. It doesn't matter. If it's something you like, if you're like me, I grew up with ROM Space Knight. I was in the hospital when I was a kid, had epilepsy, had seizures, would go to the hospital. My pop would go over to the store to the drugstore, pick up some comic books for me to read while I was in the hospital. Rom's
And
Space
one,
Knight
one
was
of
my
them.
favorite. And I have great sentimental attachment to it as well. So I'm gonna be honest with that. So I do have a bias. But I thought it was really well done. And this is volume 1, which says that we're going to get
Yeah.
a second volume. And Marvel's been announcing second volumes pretty quickly. But the fact that they did like 4 covers.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the one I got, which I thought I really needed to buy the other day. That's what I'm trying to look for. Oh, that was it. Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter.
I remember Richard Dragon.
I thought I have to own this.
There's some Richard Dragon stuff in the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, the omnibuses, by the way. Maybe we're going to start at. Now you can see here, by the way, guys, that that's February 1964. So Marvel does this usually once every year now, and they'll pick an important like month in a year. So why February 1964? Well, because that's when Daredevil premiered for the first time, the very first issue of Daredevil. Yeah. So what they do is they take every comic that came out in 1964 and they put it in here. They remaster it because you had remaster comics, same as you do movies, guys. They remaster it and they put it here in one volume. So you're literally getting every comic, Marvel comic that was on the shelf in 1964. I only have 1961 so far. And it was the first appearance, of course, the Fantastic Four, the ones that started it all. So you get stuff that is not going to get so omnibus. So we'll dive in and see if they actually show it here. So we got stuff here like Collecting Daredevil 1, Amazing Spider-Man 12, Fantastic Four 26, Journey to Mystery, right? Strange Tales, and more. But more is stuff like Patsy Walker, Modeling with Millie the Model, Tales to Astonish, Two Gun Kids, Rawhide Kids, Sergeant Fury number 7, Passionate, things that you know are not going to get an omnibus.
Yeah. Hi, Alan.
Hey, Alan, welcome, man. So if you're into that stuff, it's great. If you're not into it, though, it's going to be a slog. No. I try to get these when I can at a lower price because I know that I want it in my collection, but you never know if what's going to hit you, right?
Yep, that's true.
But one I would recommend, though, I would recommend Rom down the road, which even if you're pre-ordered on Amazon or something like that, just to, or if you want a variant. But I definitely recommend that. We got the Iron Fist, the early years, right here, the Dave Cockrum cover. Are very good. Iron Fist, by the way, as they're showing right there, was the very first appearance of Sabretooth. And so, yeah, before Sabretooth was fighting Wolverine, he was in Iron Fist. And I do have the Epic collection of that, which I'll go and grab there in a second.
Oh, the Silver Age omnibus, Wonder Woman.
Oh, that is a nice looking one, man. Volume 2. And it's such a weird cover. I just love it.
Yeah, it's just strange, but in a good way.
Dead by Detectives is anonymous? Damn it. I could have got that for really cheap, actually, on pre-order, but I didn't know it was anonymous.
Oh, that sucks.
Golden
Age.
Did you
want to know what I'd come in?
Yes, I do.
I've got Velvet the Deluxe Edition.
All right.
Strangers in Paradise, 2,128 page double book. Question by Dennis O'Neill, the omnibus.
Talk about that one.
Yep. Hack and Slash Deluxe Edition Volume 1. Follow Me Down, a Reckless book. Future State Wonder Woman graphic novel. Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter. Savage Sword of Conan 5, 7, 6, 5, and 4. And The Legend of Wonder Woman hardcover. Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu Omnibus Volume 2 and 3.
You found Shang-Chi Volume 2. Excellent, man.
That's what got coming.
We talked about it a second ago. Like Shang-Chi, guys, those are very much out of print and very hard to find. So when you can find them, grab them. It's same as like Conan and Solomon Kane and Call and eventually Rom.
This will help Call, actually.
Let me grab that Epic collection. I'll give you an idea of what the omnibus kind of is going to look like, at least the artwork.
All right. This volume 1. Aha. Yes. Yes.
So at the time that I picked this up,
Yeah.
it was out of, well, my mom picked it up for me for my birthday. It was out of print, and she saw it there. And that's the cover right there. So really kind of great stuff on the inside when it comes to this. Let me see if I can find one on the cover.
Oh, nice. Oh, I wish I was still in America, Alan. For that, that'd be amazing. Oh, nice.
Fritz Schwab. Oh, yeah. Have you ever read The Nice House on the Lake?
No, sadly.
Actually, I know what you're
I will
talking
look
about,
into it, though.
but I thought I had it here. I have to read it, but I have not read it yet. But I don't have all of it. That's probably why I'm ready yet. Are you getting the Clone Saga? There's 4 volumes of these, man.
I would love to. I'd love to get the Clone Saga, and I'd love to get that Batman and all.
I got a lot of Ace the Bat Hound, right?
Yep.
I gotten asked before, where do you start with Spider-Man? If you want to read the newer Spider-Man, here's a good place right here. It's Chip Zdarsky. Like, I would have said, go back and read the original Spider-Man. But if you want a modern day take on Spider-Man, that's really, really good. Chip Zdarsky did amazing stuff, including a 6-issue limited series called Spider-Man Life Story, which I recommend to everybody.
I've got that.
Story, it's really good, isn't it? So it's included here in the omnibus. So oversized there. Look at this Ben Reilly cover too. That was so nice.
Nice. Very
We're
nice.
getting to volume 3 of New Mutants. And I think that's Magneto. Is that Jason Wingard?
I think so. Oh, can't say. I'm looking at the feed on the YouTube, so as long as it takes a bit.
I'm a big fan of Rebecca McHenry, by the way. She did like different podcasts. She worked with Fangoria magazine for a while too. And
that's
my
a great
better half,
magazine.
She went to school for marine biology. Rebecca McHenry was really big into aquatic horror, and so was Hind. So that was kind of like
that's pretty cool. I saw a place today called Hen's Jewels.
You should take a picture.
I should have done. I thought about it.
Well, there was a place in London that I think it's called the Golden Hind. And so we took a picture of Hind like beneath the sign when we were there.
Because he was golden.
She was golden. Thunderbolts. There's so many of these out there, though, man. How do you feel about like stuff like Batman Adventures?
I'm quite excited for it. Having grown up in the years of the animated, series and stuff, I really wanted to see that stuff.
See, this makes more sense to me than the X-Men animated adventures one, and the reason because the Batman animated adventures comic was original stories, and the X-Men one was just like
rehashes
what was in the.
I wasn't surprised. It's not just Saber. The Batman artwork works more, if you ask me.
How do you feel about these? Like these creator-centric books? We got one coming up with Art Adams.
I don't know, really. I don't really know how I feel about them.
So we got like the complete long shot. We got the long shot miniseries, 6 issues, the New Mutants Special Edition, X-Men Annuals 9 and 10, Cloak and Dagger 9, X Factor 41 and 42, Fantastic Four 347 to 349, material from Web of Spider-Man, X-Men Annual 12 and 14. For me, my concern is I have a lot of like X-Men and Spider-Man and stuff like that.
So I'd probably avoid them. I'd probably avoid them.
Like I would only get
omnibuses. I prefer omnibuses for continual run.
Exactly, or to do something like I have one. I've got a Chris Claremont one, but the Chris Claremont one that I have has stuff in it that's not in other. And I'll bring it over and show you guys in a minute. Like this, I love the look of this Steranko cover.
That is a nice cover.
Stranko was the king, man, of these here. Like when it came to doing like a really nice look to the actual like logo, like he was a king of that. People
Yeah.
forget Stranko, like he did the modern like X-Men logo that he created that.
I almost bought the Immortal Hulk the other day.
Real the omnibus,
Yeah.
utterly fantastic. Get at a good price, it's worth it. I want this Blade one because I got a feeling it may be a long time before I see Tomb of Dracula in print again.
Yeah.
So I might have to
Yeah.
just buy.
If I was you, I'd buy it because it looks like it would go fast.
Yeah, this Hawkeye one, by the way, guys, I haven't read this stuff. It's really really good. Hawkeye basically is the he's running this apartment building, this
Yeah.
tenant, and this is where we get the Kate Bishop storyline, and like it's extremely good. We got like 3 covers for Blade too. Hey,
Oh, yeah, that's why I thought the Dracula one was coming out.
yeah, because the Tomb of Dracula
I loved Batman the animated.
That's gonna be a good one. Here, I get a little bothered by this cover for Blade,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why. Beautiful artwork, but people expecting to see that version of Blade
Yeah.
in that book are going to be like
Really
surprised,
deceived.
because that's not the way Blade looked initially.
No. Because this is early, isn't it? So it looks a bit more like the Conan kind of style.
Yeah, like you can see, like here, we'll look at the cover right here. Like this is a painted cover, but still, that's what Blade looked like.
Yeah.
It was still cool, but it was 70s cool.
Yeah. Wasn't like Wesley Snipes called back in the movies.
No, definitely not. We got like Peter J. Tomasi's Detective Comics. This one's already out, of course. A nice run. I actually like that run. I'm not sure. Are you feeling that one?
I haven't read that yet, but I want to pick it up. I just didn't want to pick it up for a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, it is. Like I wait for some things to go on sale. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I like these Star Wars ones. I would love to get into these Star Wars Legends.
Yeah.
But there's so many, and
way too many.
Yeah. So for me, I said, I'm going to start with Jason Aaron and get the newer stuff. Get the Greg Pak eventually. Get the Darth Vader ones. They're kind of it's the ongoing. I don't feel. You try not to feel overwhelmed as well when you're doing this stuff.
I really want to pick up the American Vampire omnibuses.
Oh, those are nice. They can get them for cheap sometimes too.
Yeah.
I loved the first Spider-Man 2009 volume, so that is definitely something I would grab. But the first one kind of completes the first arc.
That's pretty good.
We're getting into like a whole new story for Spider-Man right here. So you could probably pick up the first one and not pick up the second one if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I love the New Warriors. Like, what the hell ever happened to Darkhawk, man? Like, I used to like that character a lot.
That's true.
Like, Marvel totally forgot him.
They did. Way too easily.
Hey, Danuch, welcome, man.
Hi.
Last New Warriors, because that's Scarlet Spider right there. And he was in like the...
Ooh.
Not enough. It's too soon.
It's too soon.
Excalibur, which is, there you go. That sold it really quickly. You
Wow,
see
that
if
really did
some of these here? Well, New Warriors, one variant's gone. This Incredible Hulk by Byrne and Casey is gone. Both
that's crazy,
covers.
You got me
Excalibur
looking
goes fast.
Now I got to look there to make sure I don't lose anything.
Look at that Phoenix cover, man. Look at that Phoenix cover. That's gorgeous.
That's beautiful.
Here's something that sells a lot. You put Daredevil on the name of you put Daredevil in the name of a book on this, people bought right away.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure if you got on any of the like the CBR forums or any of the Reddit page things or something like that. Any time you see like people saying, okay, what do you want? What's the omnibus you want? Like 8 out of 10, it's Daredevil. It drives me crazy because I like Daredevil too, but I don't want the next 27 books to be Daredevil. Hey, Ryan, I mentioned your channel today. I gave you a shout out.
Hey, Ryan.
We got to get down there sometime, man. We had Brad pop in, and so very exciting. Not on the channel, but like in the chat part. and exciting stuff coming up.
Ooh, oh. Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh, I saw the first Ultimate Spider-Man omnibus today in that shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh. And then it was like way too
much.
Yeah.
I will say you guys get a bit like screwed when it sometimes when it comes to like prices over there.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that one because the prices are really, like over the top.
Like movies, you guys are king. Like when it comes to like getting stuff like movies and good price and stuff like that, omnibuses and stuff like that, you guys get screwed over.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's the one place where I say in Canada, we're like, oh yeah, we get it good. Like we got it. Like even you go to like your local comic shop, you're like, okay, oh this has been in print for 2 years. You can buy it at cover price or less.
Yeah, which is nice.
Which is amazing. Hey, but disconnect. By the way, disconnect. You have a video coming up. Put it in here, man. What's coming up, and I will put it on the screen. I'm gonna get you. You've got this. You've pre-ordered the Brubaker stuff. I know you're a Brubaker fan.
Yeah, for sure. There's no, I'm not. I'll always pre-order Ed Brubaker. It's one of my favorites, especially if it's with Sean Phillips.
Because you're like a huge fan of Sean C. Phillips.
Oh, I'm a big fan, and that's why I get. I'm a big fan of Sean C. Phillips, and that's why I get it.
Green Lantern Corps, Peter J. Tomasi. That's a good one too, actually. How do you feel about these Titan ones?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, is there going to be much difference in them?
Not a lot. Well, initially we heard not a lot. Actually, I saw Archie to Riverdale and Back Again when it initially came out. Actually, I remember watching it and waiting for it to come out. And I remember the really cringeworthy but fun rap of Sugar Sugar by Jughead.
Oh, no.
Oh, you never saw it? Oh, man.
No. I never saw it.
But yeah, there's the initial guy that was working on the Marvel ones was working on the Titan ones. He walked away from Titan. What that means, I don't know. But I've heard they're putting a lot of work into this. Like, look at this cover right here. Doesn't this like make you want it? Like, look at
it. Does. It does. It's lovely.
I'm a Red Sonja, like massive fan. So 100%.
That's what I didn't see today. I didn't see any Red Sonja.
That's because she's not from. That she's usually Dynamite.
I know, but I'm talking about in the stores.
Here's the thing that I find: Red Sonja, Vampirella, and characters like that, eerie, creepy. They're usually there, but they're usually in kind of like they put them in like in a different section. So you kind of have to look around. Like my local comic shop had a bunch of like eerie and creepy that you can't get anymore. For undercover price. Yeah. But I had to look around and find them. Like there's one there, and I hope it's still there when I go back. It's a volume that is Jennifer by Bruce Jones, and I'm a massive fan of that. I found that one. So that's one that I do want to grab.
What about that Black Hammer?
I love Black Hammer. Did you read Black Hammer?
No, I've read it. That's what I'm asking you about.
I think you like it. It's got a nice premise. Don't want to give too much away, but basically there's a big event in this superhero universe, and after the event is over, basically the villain kind of wins, and they're all transported to this place that they can't get out of. All the heroes are in this place that they can't get out of. There's I think there's 2 omnibuses for the original Black Hammer. Then it goes into the world of Black Hammer, which is kind of the spin-off stuff. So definitely worth checking out. And as you can see, look at the price right there. It's like 18 pounds. So that's a good price. I think this is probably the soft cover though, because they initially did a hardcover library edition of it.
Because I want to give it a go.
It's a good, it's good. I mean, it's Jeff Lemire. You usually can't go wrong with Jeff Lemire. Like in my opinion, I really like a lot of the stuff that he's done. Here we got Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 3.
It does look nice. I do like those covers.
I wouldn't say I'm a huge Moon Knight fan. I like kind of the Carnage thing too. I'd probably go with Moon Knight, but this is really, really freaking nice.
It is nice. Let's have a look.
Thor by Jason Aaron Volume 2.
Ooh.
I like that variant.
That is really nice. That second one, the silver one, goes with the first volume pretty well.
Yeah. Well, it's because I bought the first volume like from Amazon.
Yeah.
Marvel's Zomnibus Returns. I'm not as massively big, huge fan of the Zomnibus like stuff. Like Marvel Zombies was okay, but it kind of wore its welcome.
Okay, so there you go. What Blue Bill is a. I'm surprised the Blue Beetle's a hit. It didn't look that great when I looked at it. When it was, I looked at the trailer, I was like, how is this a hit? That's probably my own stupidity, but still.
I'm loving this cover right here. The Web Spider-Man cover.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that one's quite nice.
I'm a massive Nick Spencer Spider-Man fan anyway. Like, I need those.
I found the Black Hammers hardcovers. They're only 30 quid.
That's not bad. How many are there?
4.
Was there 4 altogether? Like, was that with World or just Black Hammer?
I'll have a look. Let me say, because World was the last one, right?
Yeah, World's like more the spin-off stuff. There's more of World than there was usually of Black Hammer.
Yeah, the World of Black Hammer. There we go.
Also love me some Alpha Flight. So everybody buy Alpha Flight. Because there you go. And with that being said, our better half is back.
Hey, hi, Hins.
We're going to be probably putting away some stuff. Not groceries, but cat foods and stuff like that.
Nice.
Very soon. All the exciting stuff. I know.
All the fun times, guys.
You guys are like, everybody's like super jealous of that right now. They're like, nah. Thank you so much for joining us here today. If you never saw this from the beginning, go back to the beginning because, man, did we get some shockers in here. We got Brad Henderson coming in to drop some nice bombs on us and have a good conversation about exactly where TerraVision is going, like,
and what he's doing.
And what he's doing. And a lot of news for stuff on stuff like that. And more news to come, I'm sure. There's we will be continuing to follow TerraVision Tuesdays, whether it's like physical media releases or but now we know. So once you know, you know. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, you know.
So now we'll be excited to see whatever they release.
And see how it's gonna come and stuff like that, because we have a lot of people that do collect records, and one time I used to collect records, so we'll look at the stuff. We'll be super excited because we're physical media collectors when it comes out to the Blu-rays and stuff like that too. But we'll know that sometimes it's going to be audio, sometimes it's going to be video. The only way to know is to come in and find out. And if this video told you nothing else, is that always expect the unexpected.
Yes.
And like, share, subscribe. Forgot to say that. Man, I suck at that with YouTube, don't I? I'm like, it's like, it should be like, that's the first thing you say, right? Say like, share, subscribe. Say super chat and donate and all that stuff. And I'm like, but I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun.
So much fun. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Robert, Alan, everybody, have a wonderful day.